field goals, four-head turnovers in the red zone, and turn those into touchdowns.
Game time temperature is going to be 83 degrees, a summer-like day here in the capital region. And the home opener at Tom and Mary Casey Stadium on Bob Ford Field. Captains are meeting at midfield to see who wins the toss and see if UAlbany wins the toss. They have at least the first two deferred to the second half. This is a Morgan State team that UAlbany won on the road last year in Baltimore, 26-0. They have dropped their first two games, 36-10. Townsend. They lost to Akron last week, 1-7.
Yeah, so it's a tough for this team to start off this season, and now you got to go on the road to a team that overwhelmed last season on the home field, not traveling on the road. Now a new skipper at the helm, so we'll see if that changes anything. They do have some athletes on their offense, so definitely something that this young back end of this great team has to do.
Smoke, as you can see at UAlbanySports.com, clears out. It's lingering a little bit. We'll be able to get set here to see who wins the coin toss at midfield.
This would be the first time that we've had a smoke delay here on Bob Ford Field.
The purple smoke as the UAlbany Great Danes entered the playing field tonight. Looks like Morgan State might have won this toss at the second half. UAlbany will receive. Morgan State won the toss. They will defer to the second half. So UAlbany on the offensive side. Again, first, let's say this. Vincent Tester, despite his 0-3 start, has been really good at the quarterback spot.
He's absolutely looked tremendous at the quarterback spot. The Great Danes are not getting ahead in games. So now he's forced to drop back and throw the ball so often. Defensive players are getting tired of that.
Side, one near side. Third down and 9, 26, just underway here on Bob Ford Field. Shotgun formation, trips far side left, one receiver near side right. Testimony back in the shotgun, takes the snap, steps up in the pocket, looks and throws, and it's incomplete. Got fourth down. Donald, far side, left side. Stark will punt the football from his 11-yard line. Morgan State comes up and fields at the 39. Yard punt. Stark negative on the return. That's what you need out of
Second and 6.
Trips to the right, snapping the quarterback. A lot more into UAlbany territory goes DeAndre Harris. Isaiah Washington, redshirt freshman. Big run by Harris and a first down for the Bears of Morgan State. So tough there when you use a running back. Receiver set, one in the backfield. The snap goes to Harris, and he's got over the left side. Ray Harris to run, and Danny D'Amico with the tackle for the Great Danes. Handoff and chase went the other way. He went the wrong way. They still made right. DeAndre Harris doing a good job improvising, getting 5 yards. Second down and 6 for Harris and Morgan State at UAlbany 34. Two wide receivers set. Slot right. Harris hands the football off. Running to the left side, inside the 30, down to the 29-yard line. Joshua Chase, the junior, the tackle by Goldshea again. Goldshea is here early on with this. It just shouldn't run that just shy, Brian, on first down. It's going to be third down and 1. Hayden Speck, good job, kind of a shoestring We'll see. Two wide receiver set. It's third down and 1. And
That's the piece that they
had a big game against Pitt. And the middle linebacker with a great play. Now let's see what they decide to do on fourth down and 4 from the UA 32.
Offense still on the field. That's tremendous recognition there by Levi Matheny to recognize the run play. Multiple pulling guards and a tackle as well on that play. They able to put the gap.
DeAndre Harris. Boy, DeAndre Harris for the second week in a row, Brian. We see a quarterback who can run the football.
No doubt about it. He's done a tremendous job recognizing. It's supposed to be a slant on the right side.
Gain of 13 for first down Bears.
So he pulls the ball down, runs to the outside, and Mason Walker was not able to run him down. And DeAndre Harris, 6'4", 210, still can really move out of the pocket.
First and 10 at the UAlbany 19-yard line. And on first down, Chase gets the call straight ahead and pushes and shoves his way down to about the 16-yard line. And running right behind Adrian Allen, the center. Danny D'Amico, the tackle of 3 games, second down and 7. 10:07 to go. This is the opening drive of the football game. This has been an impressive one for Morgan State.
Absolutely. Well controlled DeAndre Harris, this offense.
Chase in the backfield. Harris works out of the shotgun. He's going to roll right, tuck it in, run the football inside the 15, down to about the 13-yard line. Third down and short. Griffin with the tackle for the Great Danes.
Gain of 2.
The senior with this play, he recognizes the pulling guard in front of him, then is able to get just enough of Harris to make this a third down.
Third down.
What a time of possession for Morgan State. 3rd and 5 at the UA 14-yard line. 3 wide receivers set. Handed off to Chase off the right side, and he gets to the 11. Not enough, though. I don't think for a first down. He's getting inside the 10. And now you are looking at decision time for interim head coach Ernest T. Jones to see what he wants to do. Dulce made the tackle for the Great Danes, and they're on the road. It looks like they're going to take the points.
Yeah, I like this decision. Take the points. It was an impressive first drive. Get all the way down almost to the 10-yard line. Try and take the points here. Take first blood in this matchup.
Spot the ball at the 18-yard line. So it'll be a 28-yard field goal. Jack McCracken with the hold. Nicholas O'Shea with the kick. It's on its way, and it is no good. Nicholas O'Shea, the freshman, missed it to the right. Morgan State, after a tremendous drive, they come up empty. 8:25 to go in the opening quarter. There's no score. Alt 105-7.
Use the red key only at KeyBank.
Awesome.
25 mark. That was some drive by Morgan State, but they get no points. It's a long, sustained drive. Get it down close. Can't make the what should have been just a chip and field goal.
Yeah, both teams have had issues with this in their opening 2 games, is being able to move the ball but not convert when they get in the red zone. So now a big defense, a good start for your defense. The offense takes 6+ minutes to move the ball down, and then you miss the field goal. But freshman kicker on the road, not exactly easy.
So it's first and 10, UAlbany. They'll start at their own 20-yard line with 4 wide receivers, 2 near side left, 2 far side right, 1 in the backfield next to Vincent Testaverde, who takes the snap, back to throw, going down the left sideline again. This time it is blocked. And that time they were going right back to actually a young man they haven't gone to all year, Jawan Green, a pretty good throw. And Green could not hold on. Darius Johnson, the free safety, covering here for Morgan State.
First time we've seen Jawan Green this year, and it's the same play that they ran to Dev Holmes on the first drive. In the slot, just kind of a fade towards the sideline. Tried to adjust to the ball, was a little underthrown, but unable to come up with that catch.
Second and 10 at the 20, 8:18 to go, and no score in the opening quarter. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers near side, 2 far side in this formation. Testaverde takes the snap, looks left, and throws complete to the 27-yard line. Jarrah Reeves knocked out of bounds, far side field by Dante Small. And pick up 7 yards. And third and 33.
I like this play, though. It gets you to 3rd and short. It's a nice, easy pass to try and get Vincent Testaverde into some sort of rhythm. All of his passes have been deep down the field, not exactly high
come near side right. 3rd and 4, UAlbany at their own 26-yard line. Token Hanks in the backfield right next to Testaverde on a 3rd and 4. Back to throw, right over the middle, and maybe a pass interference. And no one was in the middle of the field because no one was knocked down. I think they were trying to go to Dev Holmes over the middle. Dev ran into somebody. Pass interference here against Morgan State.
Trying to go right into the middle of the field. Umpire's microphone. We've seen this Great Danes offense in their first 2 drives try to take shots down the field. A little bit unlike what we saw in the first game.
So it's hold, pass interference on the defense. So 1st and 10 out to their own 37 for Testaverde. Sends 2 receivers near side right, 1 receiver far side left. And we're going to throw it again, and this time right back over the middle again, overthrows the intended receiver. It'll be 2nd and 10. So that was the MEAC again. Obviously tonight, the emphasis will be on the ground game, but they've been putting the ball in the air quite a bit here so far.
No doubt about it. Everything has been down the field. There hasn't been, we saw a lot of wide receiver screens, running back screens in the first couple games, a lot of short, quick hitters. Everything so far in these first 2 drives has been down the field.
2nd and 10 at their own 37. 4 wide receiver set. Token Hanks in the backfield, along with Testaverde. They're going to throw it to EB out of the backfield near side right. Gets around 1 defender, cuts it up to the 35 to 37-yard line. Down and long is Damari Whitaker with the tackle, the linebacker.
Backed by number 7, Damari Whitaker.
Last week against Akron.
Get one-on-one out in the flat with Token Hanks, able to get the first defender to miss, but not the second one. As the linebacker Whitaker comes over to make the tackle. Now 3rd and long, important to try and hit one of those deep passes now on 3rd and long. We'll see if Morgan State sends any pressure.
3rd and 9 at their own 38. First quarter, no score, 6:40 to go. Shotgun by Testaverde. Trips far side left. Testaverde back to throw, looking left, looking downfield, and it's incomplete. Green, the intended receiver. Good coverage on the play by Darius Johnson, the free safety, and to bring up 4th down.
Just seems a little bit off with his receivers in these first couple drives against Testaverde. Everything's been overthrown. There was one with Juwan Green earlier in that drive that was underthrown. So just a little bit off with his distance control on these first couple series. But offensive coordinator Joe Davis grabbing him right in the sidelines, trying to get his mind right.
Ethan Stark will punt. Jordan Cofield back deep to receive. Stark at the 24. Good snap coming on the opportunity to block. Stark gets it away, hits at the 30, picked up at the 27, and down the median. Good coverage again on the special teams, a 35-yard punt, no return. A.J. Missler, good job on the special teams. Returning that punt was Deontay White, not Cofield for Morgan State.
White making a rough decision there to let that ball hit as opposed to going to catch that in the air.
Morgan State gets it back with 6:21 to go, and we'll come back. You are watching on UAlbanySports.com and listening tonight on Alt 105.7.
And to that, we say thank you. Visit Mohawk Honda in Glenville or 24/7 at MohawkHonda.com. On all 105.
Clock's on. Hey, clock's on. Where are you? You up here? Are you up here? There you go. You're good. You're good.
Had it down close, missed a 28-yard field goal. Throw it up, goes down, and is tipped at the line of scrimmage. Dulce checked that. Dulce with getting the big pause up there.
Again, trying this run-pass option. They fake a run to the opposite side, then trying to look and throw in the flat to the other running back, and Dulce doesn't take the bait on the first bait, is able to knock that one down.
The redshirt senior from Melville, New York. And on second down, handoff goes to Chase. Chase out to the 29-yard line. That's Jordan Riggins on the carry. Riggins gets 3 yards, and that's Dulce. Third down, about 6 yards to go for Morgan State.
And 2 good plays there by Dulce on the first play. This one not giving up, got upfield, running back got by him. He still came back, was able to make that tackle. Now 3rd and 6.
3rd and 6, 3 wide receiver set, 2 far side right, 1 near side left for DeAndre Harris. Takes the snap, going to hand the football off, and they're not going to get to the first down. 33-yard line, straight ahead running. Behind Adrian Allen is Jordan Riggins. Danny D'Amico there in the middle with the tackle, and they'll bring up a 4th down.
Better possession there for this UAlbany defense. Quick 3 and out. And for Morgan State on offense, it wasn't a lot of kind of just DeAndre Harris doing what he wants to do. It was much more structured. 3 runs or 2 runs and a knockdown pass.
Nicholas O'Shea, the freshman, will punt from his 18-yard line. Donovan McDonald, D-Mac back deep to receive. Takes a couple of steps and then hits one off the side of his foot. This hits at the 45-yard line. Now let's see what that is going to go in the books as. Hunter DePace in charge of how long these punts are, and that one is...
That can't be more than 9 yards.
A couple of yards.
Yeah.
Hunter's got it to 2. We'll see. It's a very short kick, obviously miskicked. Not a good punt by O'Shea off the side of his foot. And UAlbany is going to have excellent field position. They'll be in Morgan State territory at the 45-yard line.
Now this has got to be a little bit of momentum for this offense now. Great starting field position. Got to go down and establish some points on the board.
So it's 1st and 10 at the Morgan State 45 with 5 minutes to go in the opening quarter, and there's no score. Holmes goes in motion right to left. 2 wide receivers set. Back to throw, Testaverde. Has time, looks downfield, and this one is short, and it is picked off. Intercepted by Dante Small, the sophomore cornerback. The ball underthrown by Testaverde, and UAlbany turns it over.
Everything, and now that makes Testaverde 2 of 8 with a pick now. And each one of these passes has been a little bit off. This one, as you mentioned, Roger, underthrown. As they try and go down the sideline, this almost looked like it was supposed to be a back shoulder throw, and a good recognition here by the defensive back to cut off Jawan Green and get this interception. Now momentum right back to Morgan State. Roger, this could be the longer a team like this stays in the game, a team you feel like you should beat, the more they feel like they have a chance.
Well, Nicholas O'Shea's 2-yard punt has certainly bailed out on the pick, and now 1st and 10 for Morgan State at their own 20. Trips near side left. They hand the football off to Riggins, running far side right, and he gets 2 yards to bring up 2nd down and 8. Hayden Specht. He is the free safety from Cincinnati, Ohio, and a redshirt sophomore. And a gain of just a couple, 2nd down.
Specht getting a lot of playing time now with the injuries to Mason Gray and then Josh Wynn, who might be out till after the bye week. But Hayden Specht had a good game last week against Rhode Island, and now a very good first quarter in this game.
2nd and 7 at the 23. Back to throw is Harris. Steps up in the pocket, going to tuck it away and run. He's at the 30 and has a first down run out of bounds far side at the 31. And a first down run by DeAndre Harris, run out by Tyler Carswell. First down, the Bears of Morgan State.
Dangerous is Harris once he breaks the pocket and able to just get by Levi Matheny and able to get the first down. But Harris only thrown the ball twice so far in this first quarter. He's done most of his damage running.
4:10 to go, opening quarter. It's 1st and 10 now for Morgan State at the 31. And we've got whistles.
Got an official's timeout here. Maybe something wrong with the chains.
Yep, that's exactly what it is, Brian. They are fixing the chains.
Make sure those are right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Every little inch counts, right?
No doubt about it.
No doubt. So now we go, 1st and 10 at the 31 with 4 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Trips near side left. Simple handoff running right to Joshua Chase, the junior. And he doesn't have much room to run when you run into Anthony Lang, the redshirt freshman, 6'2", 228 at defensive end.
This has just been a running game for both of these offenses, or at least for Morgan State in this first quarter, throwing the ball a lot for UAlbany. Harris only thrown the ball twice, but he's got 47 yards on the ground.
2nd and 8 at the 33. 4 wide receiver set. Harris to throw. Incomplete and nearly intercepted. The intended receiver was Deontay White, and he had it for a second, dropped it, was almost picked off.
It's almost Kareem Brown's ball to have off the tip, as this one was just a simple out pattern. Ball's thrown a little bit too high off the receiver's hands, and Kareem Brown was just unable to grab that ball just out of the reach of his hands. But now a key third down again for this UAlbany defense to get off the field.
4 wide receiver set. 3rd and 8 at the 33. Handoff straight ahead, actually a little bit off to the right side. Goes Jordan Riggins, short of the first down, and they will have to punt the ball away. Mason Walker, the tackle for UA.
Quite a conservative play call there on 3rd and 8 with an athletic quarterback like that. You'd figure you'd get him out into space or try and get him a chance to run or throw with the option. Just a straight handoff now, and we'll punt it away.
O'Shea, the freshman, will try it again. This one's a little bit better. Line shot, backs DMAC up, and then it's touchdown at the 26-yard line. Line drive kick by O'Shea, covering 31 yards. And it's 1st and 10 at the 26 for Vincent Testaverde. And the UAlbany offense with no points on the board here. Morgan State had the best drive so far, and then they could not convert on a short field goal. And that's been about it, really. The interception to Testaverde threw. Not a lot of movement yet for this UAlbany offense. We'll see if they can get untracked here with Testaverde at quarterback.
Now, we've seen this a lot in the first couple games. Both running backs in split backs next to Testaverde.
And the E.B. Token Hanks and Carl Mofor. And the tight end now lines up on the right side, and they are going to hand the football off, and Mofor off the left side gets 2 yards. Tackle by the defensive tackle, Chris Matagoma, the senior.
Now we got an injured Morgan State player on the field. He's laying down on his back. Can't see what number it is. Right after the play was in on the tackle and then rolled over onto his back.
And we'll get the
Dietrich Washington.
Okay.
Dietrich Washington.
He goes about 3 deep on the depth chart. Getting some time here early on.
He is up and walking off, so it's good news for him. Hopefully everything is okay as he was in on the tackle.
0-4 running hard off the left side, but Morgan State played it exceptionally well for no gain. So 2nd down and 10.
Not much push there, and that's a running play that's supposed to at least get the linebackers to think when E.B. Token Hanks coming behind Vincent Testaverde and trying to avert their eyes to him, they saw the run first off right away. 2nd
and 10 at the 26. 4 wide receiver set. Testaverde in shotgun formation. DMAC goes in motion right to left. Testaverde takes the snap, has time, looks over the middle, and it's incomplete at the 40-yard line. And that was intended for Dev Holmes. Looked like a pretty good throw. Dominic Trigg Jr. defending, and we got 3rd and 10 on the incomplete pass.
This one, there was some pressure off the right side, but Testaverde recognizes it, steps up, and tries to hit Holmes on the crossing pattern. And that's one that he has to have there, because that Dev is open, ball thrown low and behind him.
That was not on Dev Holmes. That throw was low and behind him. No chance to make the catch. And it's 3rd down and 10 for UAlbany at their own 26 with 2 minutes to go in the opening quarter. There is no score. Twins near side right, Testaverde in the shotgun. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, back to throw, looks near side, and a receiver wide open, and that's Dev Holmes. And he has a first down crossing midfield to the Morgan State 46-yard line, and run out of bounds by the cornerback, Ravel. Trey Ravel ran him out, but a first down to the 46 with a quick throw on first down, and it's going to be Dev Holmes again, and he's thrown down on the far side of the field at the 39-yard line. Almost Dante Small and Dominic Trigg Jr.
Back by number
That was a
19,
hard
Dominic Trigg.
tackle, almost out of bounds, almost a 15-yard penalty. And yet it's a 7-yard gain again, going back-to-back to Dev Holmes, the freshman from Troy. 2nd and 3 at the 39 of Morgan State, and they hand the football off, and off the right side runs Carl Mofor, and he has a first down, a gain of 9 yards. Darius Johnson with the tackle, first down UAlbany
Now
to
in
the
a rhythm.
29.
Finally in a rhythm on offense. Testaverde really warm now.
And now they go right without the huddle. Quick little pass out of the 5 to Dev Holmes. He bangs inside the 20. And now flag is going to be called on Morgan State for a late hit. And that is Corbon Trey Ravel. It's going to get flagged for a 15-yard penalty.
Just a penalty you can't have there now with this offense really starting to hit their stride.
It is Trey Ravel. A personal foul, and that will move the football down to the 10-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and goal for UAlbany at the Morgan State 10.
He was clearly, I mean, he was 5 or 6 yards out of bounds and then just throws Dev Holmes down. Might have been a little bit of acting by the freshman, but a smart play and unnecessary there for Morgan State. Now 1st and goal. They may be able to.
Yeah, I agree. 1st and goal. Yeah, right at the 10, Brian. 1st and goal at the 10 for UAlbany. Inside a minute to go in the first. There's no score. 4 wide receivers set. Testaverde takes the snap, looks into the left corner of the end zone, and overthrows just by a bit. Green in the left corner of the end zone, covered by Dante Small. And they weren't kidding when Juwan Green was going to be involved here tonight. He certainly has been so far.
Yeah, definitely looking his way a lot in this first quarter is Vincent Testaverde. This play was just a jump ball the entire way. Didn't look anywhere else. As soon as it was snapped, threw that ball in the back corner of the end zone. Green unable to come down with it. But he is single covered, both wide receivers, top and bottom. Single coverage on that.
2nd and 10, 2 running backs in the backfield with Testaverde at the 10-yard line. 1st and goal at 10. 42 seconds to go in the opening quarter, no score. Testaverde takes the snap, has time, looks into the right corner of the end zone, and it's incomplete. The ball was caught by Jarrah Reeves when he was out of the end zone, and in the right corner, coverage by Rico Kennedy to be 3rd and goal.
What an athletic catch this is by Jarrah Reeves. Ball thrown just a little bit too close to the boundary. He does get up and make the catch, but his right foot hits about a yard outside before his left foot hit the pylon. So his foot did hit the pylon, but his right foot was already out of bounds. A tremendous athletic play by Jarrah Reeves. But now, 3rd down, important to try and get this ball into the end zone. Get on the board first.
3rd and goal at the 10 with 37 seconds left. In the first quarter, no score. Testaverde takes the snap, back to throw, try it again. Right corner, no good, as he overthrows the receiver. Which was Jarrah Reeves, knocked down our News Channel 13 camera person, CJ, on that play. Rico Kennedy again defending. That was the exact same play. Trying to take out our camera guy in that one. And now they will try a field goal here and get points on the board. And Ethan Stark with a hold from Nevin Sussman will attempt a 28-yard field goal. The snap is good. The kick is up, and it is good. And with 29 seconds to go in the opening quarter, UAlbany takes a 3-0 lead on UAlbanySports.com and right here on Alt 105.7.
I'm a nervous wreck.
Would have been dirty if you made that catch.
early 3-0 lead with 29 seconds remaining in the opening quarter.
Putting an awful lot of trust in Vincent Testaverde in this first quarter. 15 passes already thrown by him on offense. So, and all 3 of them fades.
5 of 15 by Vincent here in the opening quarter. Stark kicks off, short kick taken at the 14-yard line. Fielded by Paulian, and he crosses the 20 and gets to the 22-yard line. And with 24 seconds left in the opening quarter, the offense for Morgan State, led by DeAndre Harris, comes back on the field.
That red zone opportunity, Coach Gattuso all week at practice preaching how this team needed to, one of our keys to the game, this team needed to get the ball in the end zone. First down, second down, third down were all fade passes. And the only close one was really to Jared Reeves that he was unable to come down with. But Albany gets on the board. Now up to the defense to hold the momentum.
1st and 10 at their own 23. And off on first down, straight ahead, spinning off over the 25 to the 28-yard line. Ball carrier Joshua Chase, tackled by D'Amico. Danny D'Amico, the middle linebackers for UAlbany. D'Amico, the redshirt freshman from Manlius, New York. A gain of 5, though, on the play. That'll be the final play of the opening quarter. We are through one quarter here at Tom and Mary Casey Stadium on Bob Ford Field in the home opener, and UAlbany has a 3-0 lead on Morgan State. You're listening to UAlbany football on Alt 105.7.
Them to have to drive an hour and a half to see us. We want to be available to them.
For the Great Danes in that first quarter, we thought it would be a little bit more heavy on the running game. It was much more the passing game. 10 Holmes, 3 receptions and 44 yards. But DeAndre Harris is the story for Morgan State on offense, doing it all, throwing and running as well.
And he has it 2nd and 5 for his team at the 28, and he hands it off. Running near side and pushed out of bounds on the near side of the field by Specs is the running back Joshua Chase. Speck ran him out along with D'Amico. Morgan State. There's going to go 2 out of the MEAC conference. Have the ball from 27. Be back here. Harris to throw down the sideline on the left side. It was incomplete.
DeAndre Harris is pass the turn to number 2, Dane Holmes.
By Tobias. See Nicholas O'Shea.
I think if your defensive coordinator, Keith Dinsky, you got to feel comfortable now with your defense that they've been able to stop the run other than Harris breaking the pocket. They've stopped the run from the tailbacks. Now it's forcing Harris to try and throw the ball down the field, and he's really had no success doing so. So now UAlbany will get the ball back after a nice defensive stand.
D-Mac is the deep man. Punter is O'Shea, standing at his own 14-yard line. Takes a couple of steps to his right. Punts the ball. It's D-Mac can't hold on to it. It is loose. And UAlbany falls on it at the 31. A fumble by Donovan McDonald. But he recovers his own fumble after a 34-yard punt. Nicholas O'Shea. Game against UAlbany.
To feel because the ball's actually going end over end towards you as opposed to away from you, even as you would see on a kickoff return. But McDonald able to get back on.
1st and 10, UA at their own 34. Just underway in the second quarter. Testaverde to throw, being pressured, in trouble, now gets away, and now is sacked and throws the football as he was about to go down. Over near side left and get that pass away. It's incomplete. Some pressure by, or defensively, Dante Small in the secondary, but he was heavily pressured as they were bringing the blitz on the defensive side. The blitz coming right at Testaverde.
Yeah, untouched was Rico Kennedy off the side, comes right at him, and Testaverde recognizes it, steps away, then steps up, creating more time, but just unable to find anybody as he was running for his life throughout that entire play.
Heavy pressure, no doubt. 2nd down and 10 at their own 34. Testaverde with 3 wide receiver set. 2 near side left, 1 far side right. Takes the snap. Testaverde looking to the right and throws it incomplete. Late penalty flag and pass interference. Donovan McDonald, who wasn't really even turning looking for the ball, but he was interfered with on the play by Corvon Trey Ravel. He was the same guy that was whistled for the personal foul.
We'll have another one, pass interference here, so it'll be a 15-yard penalty and a first down. But this is good recognition by Vincent Testaverde. And Morgan State has been very aggressive on defense. They had 9 guys in the box on that play, playing man-to-man on the outside. So Vincent Testaverde recognizes that, gets the ball out of his hands quickly, and it ends up working out with the pass interference.
And after looking at that replay, good call on the pass interference against Trey Ravel. 1st and 10 at the UA 49. 3 wide receiver set, Testaverde. Shotgun formation. Hands the football off to Eden Token Hanks. And he gets over midfield. Gets to the 49-yard line of Morgan State. Gain of about 2 yards, 2nd down and 8. For the Great Danes coming in 0-2, a loss in the opening weekend. Last week, the puzzling 45-26 loss on the road at Rhode Island, and that leads us to tonight against Morgan State. 2nd and 7 at the Morgan State 48-yard line. UAlbany ahead 3-0. Twins far side to the right. 2 running backs, 1 on each side of Testaverde in the backfield. Takes the snap, back to throw. Blitz is coming, throws it down the left side, incomplete. Trying to go to Reeves. Good coverage on that play, and the ball was underthrown because once again, Testaverde was under some pressure.
And that was just an all-out blitz. Set through a linebacker just untouched going after Testaverde. He took a big shot after letting that ball go, but we've seen this. Morgan State on defense is going to force, if UAlbany wants to throw the ball, they're going to come with a lot of pressure and force Testaverde to either break the pocket or get the ball out and trust their corners playing man-to-man with these wide receivers.
It's a 4-3 defense from the Bears. It's 3rd and 7 for UAlbany at the Morgan State 48. Testaverde back to throw again. Good time, and it's incomplete on the near side of the field, intended for Jawan Green. Now to bring up 4th down.
And it's working. The pressure is getting there. This one, there was no hit at all. Definitely some pressure for Testaverde on this throw. He's unable to hit as one of the linebackers right in his face, letting that ball go. But it's been a tough first half so far for Vincent Testaverde.
Ethan Stark will punt from his own 37-yard. And he angles it over to the right side on the punt. Hits at the 20. Rolls down inside the 10. Let's see where they spot this one. Good punt by Ethan Stark to pin Morgan State deep in their own territory. They'll spot this ball at the 8-yard line. And a 39-yard punt. Even more importantly, inside the 10-yard line. We have a 3-0 game with 13:23 to go here in this opening half. UAlbany on top.
There was a penalty flag on that play. Just picked up. Now they're talking to Ernest Jones of Morgan State. So it looks like there's a penalty on the Great Danes on that punt. The officials keep looking at each other. They're not really sure. That was a tremendous punt by Ethan Stark. Back, but I'm not sure it's going to count. It's just kind of confusion between the...
Looks like it's against Morgan State. Greg Gattuso waving his arms like he's warning.
Okay.
Obviously, they don't want to have to re-punt. It was an excellent punt that pins Morgan State, but it looks like they are going to have to re-punt. Ethan Stark is coming back on the field, so the penalty goes against UA, and they'll have to re-punt.
That's just kind of a backbreaker there. Struggle on offense on that possession. Ethan Stark pinned Morgan State inside the 10-yard line. Now has to try again. 5-yard penalty.
Deontay White is the deep man. Ethan Stark at the 32. And we'll try it again. Low snap ball hit the turf. Stark got it and hits a great kick that White takes it to 15, out over the 20, and a penalty flag is thrown, and White is tackled at the 22-yard line on the return. Deontay White back in on the return for Bears. This time a 38-yard punt, but not pinned inside the 10-yard line like the last one was before the penalty.
See what the penalty is. We came in right at the point of contact with the tackle, so.
And we're not privy to the audio, at least it's not working with his mic down on the field.
They're having an issue with the referee mic.
Yeah, someone ought to tell. It's a hold on the return against Morgan State, so this will back them up. The return was out to the 22-yard line, the 10-yard penalty.
Reading his lips for 52, that's Dietrich Washington, a freshman out of Largo, Maryland. Now, after all of that, Roger, Morgan State will start at the 10-yard line. So they net about 2 yards after all of that.
With a lot of stuff going on in between, we're right back to where we started. It is 1st and 10 at the 10. Harris to pass, and he's going deep down the right side, and it's complete, and it's going to be a touchdown. Into the end zone is Manasa Bailey, the junior, wide open down the right sideline for a touchdown. And what a play, what a throw. But the receiver was absolutely wide open down the right sideline for a Morgan State touchdown.
A 90-yard touchdown pass here, and a tremendous ball from DeAndre Harris deep down the right sideline. Beats Kareem Gibson as he fell down just as the ball was going to get there. And Manasa Bailey, what a tremendous speed from him to break away all the way to the end zone.
Manasa Bailey on the touchdown reception. The extra point by O'Shea is up, and it is good. And with 13 minutes to go here in the second quarter, Morgan State 7 and UAlbany 3, all 105.7, and right here also on UAlbanySports.com.
Quality care their patients deserved. Today, CDPHP continues to put you and your family first, providing healthcare coverage that is personal.
Able to break away as Gibson fell down, and a big strike for Morgan State.
O'Shea with the kick and a big leg into this one. It sails out of the end zone. And no return for Donovan McDonald. His team now down 7-3, 13 minutes to go in the second quarter. And UAlbany, Brian, still not been able to establish the ground game. Didn't do it against Pitt, didn't do it last week against Rhode Island. And here in the so far, a quarter and change, have not been able to get anything going on the ground.
We'll see. Morgan State has stayed aggressive with keeping their linebackers and even a safety in the box to basically shut down the run if Albany chooses to do so, but they've sent a lot of pressure on Vincent Testaverde as well to force him to get rid of the ball much quicker than he wants to.
14 yards rushing so far in this game. 1st and 10 for Testaverde at his own 25-yard line. Takes the snap, now hands the football off, straight ahead over the 25 to the 27 and pushing out to the 29-yard line. Goes E.B. Token Hanks. Good run there, hard running by E.B. Gain of 4. It'll bring up second down at 6, 12, 44 to go. Here in the second quarter.
We'll see if Joe Davis, the offensive coordinator, tries to slow things down a little bit. This offense tends to get into a rhythm and just kind of go. We see them now slowing down. It might be a drive that they try and take a little bit more time off the clock and run the football.
Second down and 6. E.B. in the backfield next to Vincent Testaverde. Shotgun, 3 wide receiver set. Testaverde going to throw again. Throws it right and throws it complete. At the 45 and the 50. And inside the 45 down to the 42-yard line goes Jarrell Reeves. And he makes a defender miss on the far side of the field. Dante Small with the tackle. A big game for the Great Dane.
Beautiful comeback route here by Reeves. An on-time throw from Vincent Testaverde. Able to shed a tackle and get another 10 yards after contact.
1st and 10 at the 42. Testaverde back to throw again, throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. They were going to the tight end, L.J. Wesneski, the redshirt freshman from Plymouth, Pennsylvania, and Dominic Trigg defending in the secondary for the Bears. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the Morgan State 42-yard line.
Trigg might have got away with a little bit of contact as that ball was getting to Wisniewski, but I like this play. You try and set up a screen to the right, trying to get the defense's attention to go there. A backside wheel on the other side, unable to connect.
2nd and 10 at the 42 of Morgan State. Snap to Testaverde in the gun, throwing far side and complete again to the 35-yard line. And Donovan McDonald, the receiver. Dante Small with the tackle, short of the first down by 4 yards. They bring up a 34. They go without the huddle at the Morgan State 35-yard line. Testaverde shotgun, hands it off. E.B. Token Hanks trying the right side, not going to get a first down. Gets to the 35, gains only a yard. It's going to be 4th down and 3 for UAlbany. 11:20 to go in the second quarter. They trail 7-3. Tackle on the play by the defensive tackle, Chris Batagoma.
And I don't think there's any doubt they're going to go for this one. You run the ball on 3rd down knowing that you're going to go for it on 4th down. I like this aggressiveness. Down 7-3. Trusting your defense, even though they just give up a big play, and now trusting Vincent Testaverde to get into the right play on this 4th down.
4th and 4, they go for it at the Morgan State 36. 3 wide receiver set. Testaverde in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Back to throw. Looks over the middle, and it's incomplete. Trying to go to Green. And we got a penalty flag on the play. This could be pass interference against Morgan State. They may have held up Jawan Green.
I think so, and defender not happy at all. As it's Corvon Tregravel again.
He's having a tough
I think
night.
that's his 3rd pass interference so far in this first half. And again, trying to go right up the seam. So now it'll be a first down after the penalty. 15 yards from the previous spot. And he does, he just kind of runs over receivers. Testaverde just tried to throw that ball down and then immediately just knocked the receiver over. So now a new life for this offense.
Well, Testaverde has put it up 21 times so far in this game. 1st and 10, the Morgan State 26. Handoff, E.B. Token Hanks. Cuts out to the right side, inside the 20, and down close to a first down. Run out of bounds far side at the 17, and they have enough as Ian McBurrow with the tackle on a nice run by Hanks, running to his right and turning the corner.
Nice job there, Sean Kennedy, setting that edge. Big play on first down.
1st and 10 at the 15. Quick pass out to the left is incomplete. Trying to set up Dev Holmes near side. Complete pass, 2nd down and 10 from the Morgan State 15-yard line.
And I like that E.B. Token Hanks, you could tell before the game, was walking around very focused on this game, and even on that run, you could see was looking for the contact, didn't want to run out of bounds, turned it back inside and tried to run over the defender to get more yardage.
2nd and 10 at the 15. UAlbany breaks the huddle. Send 2 receivers near side left. Now both receivers go far side to the right. Testaverde works under center at the 15-yard line. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, fakes the reverse. Going to throw the football and wide open for a touchdown. And that's the tight end. The redshirt freshman L.J. Wisniewski in the right corner of the end zone. 15 yards for Vincent Testaverde of UAlbany. Regains the lead at 9-7.
You have athletes all around. It'll tone in on the defense. So look, they fake the running back. They fake the reverse to Dev Holmes. Nobody looks for L.J. Wisniewski sneaking out, and a beautiful route run and a nice throw there by Vincent Testaverde. And Albany finally breaks the goal line into the end zone.
Ethan Stark on a hold from Nevin Sussman, attempting the point after conversion. And it's up and it is good. And with 10:16 to go in the second quarter, UAlbany 10 and Morgan State 7 on UAlbanySports.com and Alt 105.7.
If it's player zone or 4, we're running the football. And if it's man, I'm trying to get us. If it's 0, I'm trying to get us to the basket.
Albany has a 10-7 lead, 10:16 Brian to go in the second quarter.
An impressive drive there for UAlbany. They started with the run game in the beginning, and this play beautifully done by Testaverde. Fake DB Token Hanks. Then everyone's going to see Dev Holmes on the reverse, thinking that play is definitely going to him. Nobody paying attention to L.J. Wisniewski. He sneaks out of the backfield. and gets his first touchdown of the season. An impressive drive to get back the lead for Testaverde and the offense.
Colleen Gattuso loving it all here tonight as her husband's team, as you're watching on UAlbanySports.com, has the 10-7 lead.
Quite a packed house here at Tom and Mary Casey Stadium. The far side, if you're watching on UAlbanySports.com, full.
And Stark with the kickoff, and it's going to be taken at the 4-yard line, right out to the 10, the 15, 20, 30, 35, and a 36-yard line. Really nice return by Morgan State's Jordan Cofield, and a saving tackle perhaps by Kareem Brown, or he may have gone the distance.
No doubt a saving tackle there by Kareem Brown. The only person he would have had to beat after Kareem Brown would have been the kicker, Ethan Stark. And Brown, the far side on that play, recognizing that this could be a big one, comes all the way across the field to make that tackle.
1st and 10, Morgan State at their own 35. 10-10 to go in the second. Roger Weiland, Brian Mariano, Mike Poole, Hunter DePace on this Saturday night in the home opener here at Bob Ford Field. And some confusion in the backfield, and Harris is in trouble, and he's going to be sacked back at the 16-yard line. Second time this game, he has turned and no one's been there. Antoine White, very disruptive, the redshirt junior from Millville, New Jersey, and then he had a lot of help.
Penn State transfer recognizing this immediately. Confusion in the backfield.
He ran into Jordan Riggins.
Right into Riggins, and then Harris realized that there was miscommunication, tried to hold on to the ball, and then White grabbed him, and then a host of other UAlbany Great Danes to get that sack.
So a loss of 9, 2nd and 19, and they hand the football off, and running it is Chase. And he runs to the right for just a couple of yards, and now Morgan State in a 3rd and very unmanageable long situation here as Brian Dulce, with the help from D'Amico, make the tackle for the Great Danes. 3rd and 16 back at their own 29.
And that's tough when your first play of your drive ends up losing 9 yards. You're already behind the 8 ball now, and then second down doesn't really gain much of anything at all. Now a long 3rd down. Expect zone from the defense. Try and keep Harris in the pocket.
3rd and 16 at their own 29. Harris, lots of time, now rolls out to his left and is going to be run out of bounds at the 27-yard line. It'll bring up 4th down. Anthony Lang providing the pressure, the redshirt freshman, 6'2", 228, right in behind Dean Grogg, the starter on that defensive spot. But some good early protection, and it breaks down. He rolls out to his left, Brian. Nobody open. Good job defensively by UA.
No doubt, only rushing 3, dropping back 8, and that's so difficult for a quarterback to see 8 jerseys from the other team in the secondary. Tried to create something on the outside, and Eli Menser finally getting into the game a little bit. He was hurt at the end of last game last week, so nice to see him on the field.
O'Shea to punt from his 14-yard line. Low kick. Picked up on one hop by D-Mac down the left sideline. D-Mac's going to go. He's at the 30. He cuts it back to the 20. And Donovan McDonald is in the end zone for a touchdown.
What a great job here by McDonald. He wasn't sure if he should pick up the ball or not. Rugby-style kick. And McDonald, a great job. Deb Holmes creating that space up the sideline. And then as soon as McDonald got through the first rush, the only person he had to beat was the kicker. He cuts it back across the field. And a wonderful return from Donovan McDonald, a preseason all-conference player picked in the preseason for his ability on special teams.
And that extends the lead to 16-7 for UAlbany with 8:07 to go in the second quarter. Punt return. Donovan McDonald covering 67 yards for D-Mac. And back-to-back touchdowns by UAlbany. And awaiting the point after conversion from Ethan Stark. The hold by Sussman. Stark's kick is up, and it is good. And 8:07 to go in the second. And UAlbany now leads 17-7. UAlbany football sponsored tonight and every week by the Bone and Joint Center and Capital Region Orthopedics, the official team doctors of the UAlbany Great Danes, located off Washington Ave across from the UAlbany campus. The Desmond Hotel, Albany is one of America's, one of the area's premier hotels. The Desmond offers colonial comfort steeped in rich Americana and modern amenities for the business traveler. It's also sponsored by Rosen Kiernan. For more than 125 years, Rosen Kiernan has been a leading general insurance agency in the Northeast. Visit them today at rkinsurance.com. 67-yard punt return, and that has certainly got the fans going a little bit here tonight on a beautiful night for the home opener, and UAlbany extends to a 17-7 lead.
Yeah, beautiful night, beautiful student turnout. The berm is full on a beautiful night to watch some football, and Donovan McDonald giving them a thrill with that punt return. A nice one and bad, and we saw his speed the beginning of last year when he broke a couple kick returns.
The first one,
and then
not so much.
All the voters
That
for the
little
CAA conference referencing how good he is on special teams, proving them all right on that punt return.
Yeah, you could have not have done a better job drawing up the weather forecast for tonight, that is for sure. Stark with the kick, and it's a line drive that goes into the end zone for the touchback. It'll be 1st and 10 Morgan State at their own 25-yard line with 8:07 to go in the second, and UAlbany up 17-7. Still, though, on the ground tonight, E.B. Token Hanks, 5 carries, 19 yards. Carl Moore, 2 carries for 10. But Testaverde, 8 of 23, 101 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception.
So when you look at the completion percentage, it's not going to wow anyone, but putting a lot of pressure on him in this first half. He's responded on the previous drive and gotten better as this game has matured. But now for DeAndre Harris, the pressure squarely back on him, now down by 10.
1st and 10 Morgan State at their own 25. Handoff on first down going nowhere. Stopped at the line of scrimmage with Jordan Riggins. Tackled by Matheny, the middle linebacker. No gain. 2nd and 10 at the 25.
Albany's done a good job all day of stuffing the run, and it's just been on pressures when DeAndre Harris has broken the pocket. He's created plays with his legs and then throwing the ball, that one deep pass for their lone touchdown.
3 wide receiver set, make it 4. Trips to the right, and they hand it off and into backfield. Going down for a loss is Riggins, and breaking through is Matheny, the middle linebacker. Throws it for a 3-yard loss, and it's going to be 3rd and long. 3rd and 13. Matheny, nice play for UAlbany.
Yeah, you'll hear from Levi Matheny at halftime, as I met with him earlier in the week to talk about playing at Pitt. He did a tremendous job on this play, recognizing the run and immediately sold out whatever zone he was supposed to be playing. Immediately goes in and shuts down the run. Now another 3rd and long for Morgan State.
3rd and 13 back at the 22. 4 wide receiver set. Harris in the shotgun, fakes the handoff, throws out on the right flat. It is complete, out over the 35 to the 37-yard line. Pass complete to Corey Holmes, run out of bounds by Isaiah Watson, and penalty flags were thrown. And this looks like it's going to be a hold against Morgan State.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Dalen Baldwin, the sophomore on the outside. He was the one who was blocking at the top of this screen, and he immediately was throwing his hands in the air, unhappy with the flag being thrown, but still some confusion. Sorry, we're having a little issues with the ref microphone, but it is holding on Dalen Baldwin. So now this ball be taken back, and on a play where they were close, Morgan State was close to getting the first down, if not did get it, will now go right back to 3rd and long.
3rd down and call it 15 for a first down. So they'll spread out with a 4 wide receiver set. Trips are near side to the right. DeAndre Harris takes the snap in the gun, throws one out on the flat, complete to Riggins, but he's going nowhere. In fact, they fumbled the football, and UAlbany might have it. They do. Riggins fumbled the football after the reception on the flat on the right side, and UAlbany has it. And the Great Danes are in business at the 17-yard line. Anthony Lang was right in there causing all kinds of trouble. The red shirt freshman, and there are some young guys up front in this D-line, and he's one of them that's having a really good night.
Yeah, this defense is young all around with the injuries that they have, but this was a little screen thrown out, and Lang was there first to make contact, rip the ball out, recognizing that he did rip the ball out, jumps right on it, and a big play for this defense that has just been waiting to kind of get these turnovers. They did it all last year, now starting to do it in Game 3 against Morgan State.
So it's 1st and 10 for UAlbany at the Morgan State 17-yard line. Trips far side of the right. Vincent Testaverde in the gun. Takes the snap, pressured, throws into the end zone, and it is picked off. Testaverde's pass is picked off and returned out to the 26-yard line. And we'll see who picked off that pass in the end zone. I did not catch the number, to be honest with you, and that was the reason it was picked off. It was underthrown because of the pressure by Morgan State. Morgan State was bringing the house.
Right.
Testaverde got hit as he threw the ball, underthrew it, and is picked off for the second time tonight.
And we mentioned how he's been a little bit off in this first half with Vincent Testaverde. This one trying to find Dev Holmes on that route, and it was short, and it was Trigg Jr. who ended up getting that interception. The ball underthrown, and Trigg was actually deep on that pattern. If that ball's thrown to the back pylon, I think Dev Holmes has a chance. The ball underthrown. Now another turnover given back to Morgan State.
So Harris gets it right back, 1st and 10 at the 26. Handoff to Chase over the left side. Spins his way, crossing the 30 to the 31-yard line. And a gain of 5 yards, 2nd down and 5. D'Amico with the tackle. Clock moving, 6:03 to go in the second. And UAlbany up 17-7.
Albany's had a chance to almost take the life right out of Morgan State multiple times in this second quarter, and turnovers dooming them to do so, but Morgan State able to maybe get this to a one-score game.
2nd and 5 at the 31. Right back to the ground they go, and it's Chase again, and he's close to a 1st down on the far side and thrown out of bounds. Let's see if there's a flag that comes in late on that. And very lucky D'Amico didn't get a late flag. Close to a 1st down on the run by Chase. We'll see where they spot the ball, and they give him the 1st down. 1st down, Morgan State.
Ernest Jones, the head coach of Morgan State, not happy at all, pleading for that flag as it was close to the boundary, if not already out of bounds.
Danny D'Amico had him out of bounds and
Right.
threw him down. That could have very easily been a 15-yard personal foul penalty, and D'Amico might have gotten away with one there. 1st and 10 out to the 37 for Morgan State. 3 wide receivers set, 1 in the backfield. Fake the handoff. Harris throws incomplete out on the right side, trying to hit Deontay White. Pass is incomplete. 2nd down and 10 from the 37 with 5:13 remaining.
Yeah, doing a lot of bubble screens and wide receiver screens to get the ball out of Harris's hands pretty quickly. We mentioned Ernest Jones, the head coach for Morgan State. His first season as the head coach, he was the team's defensive coordinator last year when these two teams met. Now at the helm of Morgan State.
2nd down, and the handoff goes to Chase, and he is tripped up and then tackled for no gain by D'Amico, who's all over the field tonight. Lose a yard or two, and it's 3rd and long, 3rd and 11, back at the 36.
Yeah, D'Amico's having a tremendous night so far and just been all over the field. His 10th tackle of the night. Dulce also having a great game so far in this first half with 6 tackles.
3rd down and 11 at their own 36. 4 wide receivers set. Harris takes the snap. Has some time, now flushed out, rolls to his right, stops, throws underneath, incomplete. Dropping the ball at the 40-yard line was Joshua Chase, and that will bring up 4th down.
And just so many times, Roger, when Morgan State is in these 3rd down and longs, it's forcing Keith Didinsky to just play zone. He rushes 3 and forces DeAndre Harris to run around in the pocket to try and create things. But when you have 8 defenders back there, it's so hard to find a specific area to get the ball in to get 11 yards.
O'Shea will punt again tonight. He's been busy at the 22. Another low end-over-end kick. It rolls, fielded by MEAC at the 20 and tackled at the 20-yard line.
They solved the riddle of MEAC after he burned them on the last punt, able to get him immediately as he touches the ball on this one.
And Marcus Parker on the special teams on after a 42-yard punt. And a timeout with 4:21 to go in the second. UAlbany 17, Morgan State 7 on UAlbanySports.com and also on Alt 105.7.
Brady's pass intended for number 4, Juwan Green. Dean McClure on the coverage.
Second and 10 for UAlbany at their own 20-yard line with a 17-7 lead. Vincent Testaverde, and the passing game has been busy tonight. He's back in shotgun formation with a 3-wide receiver set. Takes the snap. Testaverde looks right, throws, and he has a receiver open. It's complete and then dropped. MEAC had the ball, dropped it, almost dropped it up, might have been a fumble, but they threw it an incomplete pass on the far side of the field. And Trey Ravel covering on the play for the Bears.
And just a quick out pattern, 5-yard out, and the ball perfectly on time. MEAC just kind of lazy on that one.
That's close too, Brian.
It looked like he didn't really have full possession as he tried to turn back up the field, but he was smart enough to dive on it anyway in case it was close.
It is now 3rd and 10 for UAlbany at their own 20. Leading 17-7 with 4:07 to go. In the second quarter, we'll talk to the commissioner of the CAA conference coming up at halftime. Back to throw, Testaverde has plenty of time, stands in the pocket, throws underneath, incomplete, and we get a penalty flag and a pass interference call going against Ravel. Boy, what a tough night for Corvon Trey Ravel with a pass interference.
That's got to be his 5th penalty on defense. Between pass interference, this one, whether it be pass interference or defensive holding, depending on what they decide it was going to be, it is pass interference. So 5 penalties on Trey Ravel in this first half will now help the Great Danes get a first down on a drive that really hasn't gone their way the first 3 plays, but now they get a break and a first down.
1st and 10 out to the 25-yard line for Testaverde and the UA offense. And now they do run the football, and that is Carl Mofor. And Mofor is tackled out at the 34-yard line. A late penalty flag comes in after the tackle. And let's see what this call is. It might be against Morgan State.
Yeah, they're going to get holding
on UA.
So this is coming back. 67 is right tackle Sean Kennedy, who's going to get charged for the hold on a relatively good run there for Carl Mofor, and only would have been the 8th rush of the first half for UAlbany. Testaverde 8 of 26 in the first half. Now this will force them back to a 1st and 16.
Back at the 19-yard line with the clock moving and 3:40 to go in the second quarter. 3-wide receiver set. Testaverde in shotgun formation. Mofor in the backfield. Takes the snap, it's low. Picked up by Mofor, and he's tackled immediately. I think that's EB Token Hanks, rather. And the snap was supposed to go to him. It was low, hit the turf. He picked it up and didn't get very far.
You're right. It was Mofor at the beginning because the snap is low, and it was actually hit by the man in motion, Wesneski. So Wesneski's coming right behind Nico Kolnin, and as soon as the ball snapped, it actually caught LJ Wesneski's hand and gets knocked down. Mofor alertly picks it up and tries to gain any yards, but loses a yard.
Aode Agbelis with the tackle for Morgan State, and now on 2nd and 17, whistles at the snap of the football.
They're going to have a false start on UAlbany, and we saw this happen last week against Rhode Island on one drive where they had 4 consecutive penalties.
They had 2 offsides and 2 holds?
2 holds and 2
offsides. 4 straight penalties on the offense.
And this one's going to be on Jack Dudinsky, now starting his first start this season at right guard. On that penalty, now creating a 2nd and 21.
2:40 to go here in the second quarter. UAlbany in the lead. They're up 17-7 on Morgan State. Both teams come in 0-2 on this young season. Testaverde with a 3-wide receiver set. Hands it off. EB Token Hanks breaks out to the right, crosses the 20, and out to the 23-yard line. And you're still looking at 3rd and long for UAlbany. Tackle on the play by Damari Whitaker. For the Bears, was a hole
Nice job
off
there.
the right side. And that is Carl Mofor, who is, by the way, a product of Maryland. He's a green belt Maryland young man, back in his hometown a year ago, and actually had a couple of touchdowns in that win over Morgan State.
Just under 100 yards in that game.
3rd down and 12, UAlbany at their own 23. 4 wide receiver set. Testaverde back to throw. Hammered as he throws the football, and it's incomplete on the far side of the field. It'll bring up 4th down. Donovan McDonald, the intended receiver. And the pressure coming big time on Testaverde again. Dante Small, good job in the secondary for Morgan State on the coverage. And Morgan State's going to get good field position.
Yes, they are. Testaverde taking another shot on that play. He didn't flinch at all, though. Stood right in the barrel and delivered that ball a little bit late, but he's taking a lot of big hits in this first half.
Beautiful high spiraling kick by Stark. Fielded at the 33, back over the 40, and out to the 45-yard line. On the return is Jordan Cofield on a 42-yard punt. And a 6-yard return, and it's at the 45-yard line. That's a nice punt by Ethan Stark, who's not only the punter, but he's also the field goal kicker, and Morgan State's in the same boat. With their freshman, 1:34 to go. UAlbany on top. We're going to tell you about some of the UAlbany sponsors tonight. Nice scope.
We're going to make ice cream. Ice cream, thank you.
Against DeAndre Harris and his offense. And Harris, who's been very good running the football, has almost 40 yards rushing on his own, but most of his, not 90% of his passing yards on that one big touchdown of 90 yards.
Yeah, 90 yards. So you got 155 through the air, 90 of that coming on one play. 1st and 10, DeAndre Harris has his team out. He's in the shotgun and empty backfield. 5 wide receiver set. Spread the field and call his own number. He runs left, has a 1st down and more over on the far side of the field, inside the 40, down to the 37-yard line, and a penalty flag coming in late on the play on the far side.
We'll see what the penalty is here. He was close to the boundary when he was hit.
He stepped out at the 39, and we got a personal foul against UAlbany, so tack on 15 more yards to that run.
That's Hayden Speck playing in the place of Josh Wynn, who's been injured at safety, as Speck got close and then dove, as Harris was already out of bounds, dove right at his legs, so they had 15 more at the end of the play.
1st and 10 at the 24 of UAlbany. Morgan State trying to cash in here late in the 2nd quarter.
As you mentioned, time really not a factor for them, having all 3 timeouts, 1:25 left in the half. So now, I was waiting to see at one point when they would get Harris more involved running the ball. A lot of this 2nd quarter has been him standing in the pocket or trying to create things on his own outside the pocket, throwing the football, bubble screens and what have you, but that play, calling his own number, getting a big run, and then 15 yards added after that.
So 1st and 10 at the UAlbany 24 with 1:25 to go in the 2nd quarter. UAlbany leading 17-7.
And a clock issue, now 1:27 left. They wanted to add a couple seconds more onto the game clock, but so 1:27 left here in this first half.
5 wide receiver set, 3 near side right, 2 far side left. Shotgun empty backfield. Harris to throw over the middle. He's got a receiver open at the 15, spin move inside the 10, and down to the 7-yard line goes Deontay White. It'll be 1st and goal for Morgan State.
Deontay White, his 2nd reception of the day. This one just a halfback option right out of the slot. Just a quick little slant, able to beat the linebacker, now inside the 10-yard line.
And on 1st and goal, handoff, or the keeper by Harris. It's just a couple out to the left side. It'll be 2nd down and goal with inside a minute to go. They have all 3 of their timeouts left. Antoine White, Brian Dulce with the tackle, and now they take a timeout, stopping the clock with 53 seconds remaining in a 17-7 lead. A big opportunity here for Morgan State to get right back into this football game at the end of the half.
And don't forget, they get the ball to start the 2nd half, so this could be kind of a 2-for-1 deal for them if they could score, not leave a lot of time for UAlbany. Both teams or UAlbany rather has all 3 timeouts. Morgan State just used their first of the half, so they have 2 remaining. But this could be a key sequence coming up here to see how the rest of this game will play out, because of Morgan State being able to get the ball to start the second half. They could score, whether it be 17-14 or 17-10, and they get the ball to start the second half.
Joe D'Antonio, the commissioner of the CAA, will join us at halftime here. UAlbanySports.com and also on Alt 105.7. And it's also a big opportunity here for this UAlbany defense to keep the score at 17-7.
No doubt.
I think you're Morgan State. You've got to come away with points here. You can see maybe you go for it. I think if you get the field goal opportunity here, you've got to put points on the board.
Yeah, play the percentages. I know, the adrenaline rush of trying to get this game to within 3 can kind of, get to you. But if it's smart enough to, if they're stopping the next couple downs, to just kick the field goal, be happy to be within 7 going into the second half. But again, the clock is going to be a factor here, because if it's 2 quick plays, you could see Albany maybe use their timeouts to try and get one final drive to get more points as well.
So 2nd and goal for Morgan State out of the timeout at the 7-yard line. Now they put a few more seconds back on the clock. 1:02 remaining. 1st and goal at the 7. Harris, shotgun, 3 wide receiver set. Handoff, Chase up the middle, touchdown. Joshua Chase from 7 yards out. Took the handoff on the left side, a little cut back to the right, and into the end zone with 59 seconds to go. It's now UAlbany 17, Morgan State 13.
Relatively easy there for the junior. A little handoff off the left side, and a nice hole created by his offensive line. Josh Miles, the left tackle. Nice job sealing that point off tackle, and an easy run in for the touchdown.
And they're going to go for 2 here as Harris rolls out and throws into the end zone, and it's incomplete. I don't think they meant to.
No. They lined up for the extra point. It was a bad snap. Harris just ran out with it, rolled to the right, and try and create it. So now instead of 3 points, it's a 4-point lead.
It's a tough play. It's a 4-point game with 59 seconds to go, and we will keep it here. Tell you about more of our UAlbany sponsors, including Mohawk Honda, where they go out of their way to please you. The Great Danes would also like to thank our friends at Lidkey Moving and Storage. When your team is on the move, trust your friends at Lidkey Moving and Storage. And give your career the jump start it needs. Enroll in the UAlbany Weekend MBA program today. Visit albany.edu to find out how you can move closer to your career over the weekend.
Now, with a lot of time still left, Albany with all 3 timeouts, be up to this offensive line to give Vincent Testaverde some time and maybe able to push a couple of those deep shots they were taking in the first quarter, an opportunity to do that now. But if you're Joe Davis, the offensive coordinator, remember, it doesn't have to be all at one shot, especially telling Vincent Testaverde that. You don't have to try and get all of it in the beginning. Work your way down the field, use your timeouts. Obviously, the college rules where the clock stops until they move the chain. And this offense is used to going fast. So there's no stranger to them. If they get that first down, able to keep going and use the momentum to get down there and get some points.
59 seconds to go. O'Shea will tee it up at the 35. Donovan McDonald, Kareem Brown, deep to receive for UA. And with 3 timeouts up, there's no question the offensive coordinator, Joe Davis, and UAlbany will try and move the football. O'Shea gets a big leg into it, and this will go over D-Mac's head into the end zone for the touchback. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Still UAlbany not running the football much tonight at all. Mo 4, 5 carries, 23 yards. E.B. Token Hanks, 5 carries for 19 yards. But Testaverde has put it up 27 times tonight.
He's going to put it up a lot more on this drive with limited time. So we could see him near the 32, 33 mark by the time the end of this first half ends. But again, key to just try and get any points if you're UAlbany. If you can go down and get an Ethan Stark field goal, go into the half up 7, you'll definitely take that.
1st and 10 at the 25 for UAlbany. 3 timeouts left. Testaverde in the gun, 1 running back right next to him in the backfield, along with the 4 wide receiver look. 2 near side left, 2 far side right. Testaverde takes the snap, has some time, looks over the middle, and it's incomplete. Intended receiver was Donovan McDonald at the 35-yard line. 2nd down and 10 with 55 seconds to go.
And I'm not sure what's going on with Vincent Testaverde tonight, missing receivers. This one, a slant pattern of McDonald. He was wide open and the ball thrown low and behind him. Just missing open receivers.
2nd and 10 at their own 25. 4 wide receivers set. Testaverde takes the snap, setting up a screen over on the right side. As Carl Mofor upended at the 33-yard line. Mofor trying to find some daylight, upended on the far side of the field by Darius Johnson. And it'll bring up 3rd and short for the Great Danes with 37 seconds to go. Clock moving here in the 2nd quarter.
Not too much of a rush here, not using a timeout as we're under 30 seconds to play.
3rd down and 2 at the 33, their own 33. Testaverde back to throw, looks down the right sideline, and it is incomplete. Just over the outstretched arms of the intended receiver. Trying to get the deep ball, Dante Small on the coverage. And Dante Small is shaken up on the play. It'll be 4th down.
Both him,
Jarrah Reeves, the intended receiver.
and Reeves laid out for that ball as it was a little bit overthrown, but I mean, great coverage by Small on this play. It's a deep ball down the right sideline, lays out for it, and might have just the wind knocked out of him a little bit as he landed on this turf. Now Albany, I think using the time there because Beaufort didn't get out of bounds, realizing they were kind of up against it with 3rd down, not really worried about using a timeout or saving any time because they didn't convert the 3rd down as we've seen. There would have been a lot more time left on the clock, but 18 seconds now as they will send Ethan Stark out to punt.
17-13 game, UAlbany in front. 18 seconds to go. We now dip into the long side of this. It's been a long first half.
Has. Yes, it has.
You're heading out towards 9 o'clock and a 7 o'clock game tonight. Stark to punt. A nice punt away. Backs Cofield up to the 22-yard line, and then he's tackled back at the 21. Lost a yard on the return of 43 yards. Ethan Stark has done a nice job in the punting department tonight. Good special teams play by A.J. Missler. And with 10 seconds to go, Morgan State will have it. And I would recommend a knee here.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect
go in there
anything other than that.
17-13 would make a lot of sense, and feel pretty good if you're Morgan State going to the locker room only down by 4.
I agree. Don't really need any more than what you've already earned in this first half, and I expect you do have Harris back in the shotgun formation.
And a 4 wide receiver set, Brian. 1st and 10 at the 21, and he is pressured and sacked. Back at the 15-yard line, that's Anthony Lang. The freshman's having a really nice night. And that should do it. That runs out the clock. So a sack by Lang, and that will do it in the first half. Our score, UAlbany 17, Morgan State 13 on UAlbanySports.com. And
people around the capital region who get injured, we don't want them to have to drive an hour, hour and a half to see us. We want to be available to them.
And now on the field, the marching Great Danes, under the direction of Kevin Champagne, with assistance in Trent Riders, Preston Coppert, Robert Wood, Trevor Curry, Maureen Moore, and on the podium, Drum Major Jonathan Gallardo. Tonight we celebrate the groundbreaking and always evolving music of the rock band Queen.
other teams play, and Rhode Island in a wild game.
Here are your marching Great Danes.
Wild game. I mean, 105 points. Nobody could stop anybody, and you knew it was going to come down to a last possession situation, which it did. Rhode Island going in for the tying touchdown, 16 seconds on the clock. I think it was 12 seconds on the clock. They had 2 shots from the 16-yard line, incomplete pass, and then a sack. But they played a great game. They're a talented ball club.
Yeah, a team that was picked to finish next to last in the conference.
They were picked to finish last.
Finish last. There you go. What was it, William and Mary next to last, maybe?
Yes.
But, and that just goes to show you those preseason rankings don't mean a whole heck of a lot. But good for the CAA, right?
No
to go
question.
on that stage and have that kind of a showing. And there have been a few others also in this non-conference schedule.
There has been. You look at last week. Maine goes out to Western Kentucky, gets another win over an FBS opponent. And I was at the Villanova-Temple game to open the season. Villanova goes into Lincoln Financial and beats Temple, another FBS win. So some really quality performances by some of our programs early on here in the season. And, the Rhode Island situation just goes to show you, it doesn't really matter where you pick. This league is stacked top to bottom, and that's what makes us the best league in the country.
No doubt about it. And even for UAlbany, went to Pitt in week 1, and I thought, in that setting at Heinz Field, put a very respectable showing against an ACC team.
No question. And that, again, just speaks volumes of, we've talked about this when you had me on last year, and just an incredible job that Greg has done here in a fairly short period of time. He's got things rolling. Great administration with Mark Benson, President Rodriguez. Everything's going in the right direction here at Albany. There's no question about it.
Do you like to see your teams in the CAA play up like that early on in the season?
Absolutely. Those are one of the criteria that the selection committee looks at when it comes time for at-large bids is a win against an FBS opponent. So if you can put one of those wins on your resume, that's a really big deal.
Overall, how is your conference? In good shape, both on and off the field?
I think we are. I continue to say we're at that last line of purity in college athletics, where we're playing athletics at an extremely high level. Example would be James Madison last year winning the women's lacrosse national championship. I mean, run that through your mind a little bit. A national championship of any kind in any sport within your conference is pretty special. And then, we continue to talk about, when you look at the APR statistics, the stats that the NCAA uses to measure academic success. And the CAA continues to be, last year we were tied for 5th out of 32 conferences overall. And I think we were tied for 4th out of 13 FCS conferences overall. So we're getting it done not only in the classroom, but also obviously on the playing field of the course.
And look here in Albany, one of our team of regional interest in the NFL is the Giants. And we saw Kyle Aletta, at Richmond, have some really good years. And here he is making the 53-man roster of the Giants. They like him in New York.
And Kyle's a special guy. I've gotten a chance to be around him a little bit, get to know him personally. Just a great young man. And when you see somebody like him have that kind of success, it really makes you feel good. You like to see people like Kyle Aletta succeed.
What are some of the things that you're working on right now as the commissioner of the CAA?
Well, there's always things going on. I can tell you one thing we're working on right now behind the scenes is we're trying to get the game that was canceled between Elon and William and Mary rescheduled. Okay. And it's a little bit like trying to work a Rubik's Cube. So, on my hour and 45-minute ride this afternoon from Connecticut up here, I was on the phone talking to several of our athletic directors about that. But we think with the good work of Brian Gordon, our Associate Commissioner for Football, we think we may have a solution, which I think would be great for the whole conference. You hate to lose a conference game,
no doubt,
because it can really play havoc with the standings towards the end of the season. So we're working on that. Obviously, we have our fall sports in full swing, just like Albany does within their conference and their full member conference. So there's a lot going on right now, but it's a fun time of year.
It is, and I do like how there is, I know it's a cliche, but the parity that you do have in the CAA. I mean, I don't think anybody thought Rhode Island was going to be this good this year, but look how good they really are.
Absolutely. It's going to be, we say it, and it's not really a cliche. There are no easy weekends in the CAA, and it's going to be a fight to the finish here.
Joe, appreciate a few minutes. Thank you very much, Joe D'Antonio, Commissioner of the CAA. Halftime here at Tom and Mary Casey Stadium on Bob Ford Field. And UAlbany hanging on to a 17-13 lead on UAlbanySports.com and Alt 1057.
Fans, let's hear it for your marching Great Danes. Hey fans, it's time for the CFQ Money Machine. Tonight's contestant is Momi. So here's the deal. There's $1,000 floating around inside our CFQ Money Machine. You have 30 seconds to stand in there, grab as much cash as you can. Now you can't block the fan, and you can't grab money off the floor. The rest is fair game. And the even better part, you get to keep all that money that you grab, and CFQ will match that amount and donate it to a local charity. Tonight's charity is the City Mission of Schenectady. So not only will you be grabbing some cash for yourself, we'll be helping out a local charity, courtesy some of our friends at CFQ. So Momin, are you ready to get started? We've got 30 seconds on the clock. Fans, let's hear it for Momin. On your mark, get set, go! Seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. CFQ is the official financial institution of the Albany Great Danes. Visit CFQ.org today. CFQ, banking with a purpose. The City Mission of Schenectady, founded in 1906, is dedicated to comprehensively meeting the needs of poor in a manner that dignifies and strengthens the individual, the family, and the community. The Albany fans, we'd like to welcome the following groups to tonight's game. Exciting Athens High School football. The Flavor family. Black Faculty and Staff Association, and Warren Sport High School. Thank you for your attendance. If you enjoy the Albany football games with your group, grab your group of 20 or more friends, family, co-workers, employees, and with groups. You want to see reserve block seating, Casey Stadium billboard recognition, and a group photo with Dane. For more information on group tickets, call the UAlbany ticket office at 518-142 Dane. Penn State's first half statistics are brought to you by Tennick Group. For all your insurance needs, call Tennick Group. Our partners of the Great Dane.
out-of-town scores brought to you by Tierra Farm Certified Organic. Watch for their new store coming to Madison Avenue in Albany. NCAA college football today. Alabama rolling it up at halftime on Ole Miss, 49-7. Mississippi State leads Louisiana 28-3 in the second. USC 7-3 over Texas. That's in the first half. Ohio State in the first quarter late has a 10-7 lead on TCU, 4th and 15th ranked teams in the country. Georgia rolls up a big win, 49-7. Oklahoma beat Iowa State by 10. Clemson 38-7 on Georgia Southern. Miami over Toledo, 49-24. Penn State easy time in the second half over Kent State, 63-10. Stanford 30-10 over UC Davis. Notre Dame holds off Vanderbilt 22-17. LSU over Auburn 22-21. Michigan rolls over SMU 45-20. BYU over Wisconsin 24-21, and Oklahoma State leads Boise State 44-21. Oregon a final over San Jose State 35-22. Some finals, some partials as we get you to our out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Tierra Farm Certified Organic. And Rhode Island, Brian, with a real big chance to almost pull it out today against UConn on the road. The commissioner was raving about that, and he should be. This is a Rhode Island team that obviously we didn't get right in the preseason, saying that they would be the worst team in the CAA conference. They've been anything but.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They've been very impressive in their first 3 games, and obviously last weekend UAlbany got a taste of how good they really are with their home opener, a big win against UAlbany. But that's why preseason rankings really don't mean much of anything, and that's if your head coach can help motivate your team to tell them, listen, no one thinks we're any good. They come out and Jim Fleming's got them playing very, very well.
Brian, halftime stats. UAlbany with just 42 rushing yards to 92 for Morgan State. 172 to 109 through the air. Morgan State with 172. First downs, UAlbany has 10. Morgan State has 8. UAlbany's turned the ball over twice. Vincent Testaverde has been picked off 2 times. And Morgan State has turned the ball over once. Time of possession, Morgan State 16-33 and UAlbany 13-27. It's a 13-17 game, so anybody's game here as we get set for the second half, and it'll be Morgan State getting the ball first.
Yeah, Morgan State with a chance now, getting that late touchdown in the first half. Now it's 17-13, but both teams, it was an interesting stat I was looking at halftime, Roger. Morgan State's actually 0 for 8 on third down. So one of the things Greg Cattuso talked about last week was on defense wanting to get better getting off the field. He mentioned it in the pregame interview with you as well, that the defense was always good on first and second down, but was unable to get off the field. Much better tonight. UAlbany is 1 of 8, and the fourth down conversion is the only one that Morgan State has had. They converted 1 for 1, but penalties hurting a little bit Morgan State in the first half. 7 penalties for 63 yards, and most of them going on defense to Corvon Trey Ravel. He had 5 pass interference calls in the first half.
Vincent Testaverde has put the ball up 30 times, has completed 9 for 109 yards, the 1 touchdown, and the 2 interceptions for Vinny. His longest pass covered 28 yards, but this has been a team that has thrown the ball, came out throwing, and we'll see if they continue that same game plan offensively moving into the second half.
Yeah, amazing to see. And DeAndre Harris, Vince Testaverde went 9 for 30, and DeAndre Harris is 4 of 9, so as many completions as Testaverde has his attempts for DeAndre Harris for 172 yards, and of course that long 90-yard touchdown.
So Ethan Stark will kick off, and we are set to go in the second half here, and it's a big kick that backs Cofield up about 5 yards into the end zone. He'll take a knee, and Morgan State will have it 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line with DeAndre Harris and at the quarterback spot. And DeAndre Harris, where's the halftime stat for DeAndre here? Take a look at his numbers. He was 4 of 9, so only put it up 9 times. 172 yards, but 90 of those came on the touchdown pass that he threw. And on the ground, 63 yards by DeAndre Harris.
Yeah, the big key is that he's able to run and pass effectively, and he did that very well in the first half.
Set to go, 1st down and 10 at the 25, and on first down, handoff off the right side, a nice hole for Joshua Chase over the 30 to the 32-yard line, a gain of 7 yards. Tyler Carswell with the tackle in the UAlbany secondary, the redshirt sophomore from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Carswell just going right after the knees there to try and take down the bigger back, but now Morgan State an effective opening run to start the second half.
And they had an effective opening drive to start the game and came up with no points. 2nd and 3, and keeping the football and running for a first down to the right is Harris. He kind of high kicks it out over the 45 to the 46-yard line. Run out of bounds by Danny D'Amico, and a first down for the Bears.
Wow, what a tremendous fake this was. I thought he actually handed the ball off up here in the booth, and he tricked most of the Great Danes defense, high-stepping his way to a first down.
Yeah, a gain of 17 yards out to the 47, and first down for Harris and the Morgan State offense. And the snap in the shotgun, quick throw out on the right side. It's complete at the 49-yard line and close to another first down to Deontay White. Tackle on the play by Kareem Brown. Kareem Brown with the tackle along with Kareem Gibson, but that's a nice move after he made the catch by Deontay White.
Well, a nice job, though, Kareem Brown. He does get faked out. He was the first one on the scene there, and White fakes him out, but he does come back to help Kareem Brown with that tackle. So
2nd and 8 out of the 40 to the 49. 4 wide receiver set, back to throw. Harris gonna tuck it away and run, and he runs inside the 45 down to the 44-yard line. He'll have a Morgan State first down. Nick Griffin and Danny D'Amico with the tackle.
Tremendous job there from Harris to recognize the rush, and that's the issue when you have a running quarterback like this is Dulce actually creates the edge and does have containment, but there was a huge opening between Dulce and the right guard, able to run through and now creating a third down and short.
Yeah, I thought he had the first down, but they mark it short. So it's a 3rd and 1 at the UAlbany 44, and we got a false start up front in the offensive line. Penalty flags are thrown. False start against Morgan State.
I think this is going to go in the center. Adrian Allen, the sophomore, because the ball was moving, but no one else moved except for him. Actually go on the left guard. Getting a little bit of the ref mic back there if you can hear it.
I think they put some batteries in the in the wireless microphone. We're good to go for the second half.
No doubt about it. So now it's going to from a 3rd and very short to now right in that range where UAlbany was perfect on defense on 3rd down, now creating 3rd and 8.
At the 49-yard line of UAlbany after the 5-yard penalty for a false start. 12:44 to go in the 3rd. 3 wide receiver set. Harris shotgun. Twins left. Handoff Chase running left and getting to the 46-yard line. And short of the first down. It'll be 3rd down and about 5 yards to go for a first down. That was 3rd down, so that brings up 4th and the punting unit comes on. Dean Grogg did a nice job defensively there. The redshirt junior at the defensive end spot.
Yes, he did, creating some outside leverage and forcing that run back inside. UAlbany, the defense staying perfect on 3rd down, getting off of the field, and now will send it back to their offense for their first possession of the second half.
O'Shea will punt from his 40. D-Mac, Donovan McDonald standing back at the 10. He has a kickoff return or a punt return for a touchdown in this game. And the freshman gets the punt away. Low, swiveling kick. It takes a nice Morgan State bounce inside the 15 down to the 13-yard line. No return on the punt by Nicholas O'Shea. Good for 34 yards. Help tonight from Hunter DePace and Mike Poole. I'm Roger Weiland along with my partner Brian Mariano. We got 11:45 to go in the 3rd and a 17-13 UAlbany lead. And we'll see the UAlbany offense very much pass-oriented in the first half with their first possession of the 3rd quarter.
And we'll see if Joe Davis stays in the air. And Vincent Testaverde, you mentioned 30 times in the first half.
High snap. Testaverde gets it down, hands the football off to Elijah E.B. Token-Hanks. He fumbled the ball, and Morgan State has it. Morgan State recovers the fumble.
Fumble recovered by Morgan State.
And they're going to be in great great shape here on the fumble
Number
by
9.
E.B. Token Hanks.
Ayodeji at the lead.
And the fumble recovery was Aode Ajbi-Lease, the redshirt senior, with the recovery on the fumble by Elijah E.B. Token Hanks. Just coughed it up, trying to run right on the first down carry. Big turnover here in the third quarter, and now let's see if Morgan State can do something with it.
Just can't do that on the opening drive, fumbling it back, and it was Antoine McCray, the senior, big guy, 345 defensive tackle, who knocked the ball out, creating this red zone opportunity.
1st and 10 at the UA 14, and whistle at the snap of the ball. That's a delay of game on DeAndre Harris and the Morgan State offense. And they've hurt themselves here last couple of times with the penalties. Back it up 5 yards.
No doubt they have, Roger. It's penalties hurting opportunities to take a lead, because now you have the ball inside the 15, now outside the 20 for first down.
1st and 15 back at the 19. Harris, 3 wide receiver set, lobs it over into the right corner, and it's a touchdown. Touchdown, Morgan State, and that is Manasseh Bailey, the junior wide receiver, went up and got it. Little jump ball in the right corner of the end zone to give Morgan State a 19-17 lead in the third quarter.
And Bailey with his second touchdown of the game. He was the one that connected for that 90-yard touchdown earlier in the first half, and this one just a jump ball down the right sideline, and a nice job of getting over Kareem Gibson for that touchdown.
O'Shea with the point after conversion. It is up and good. 11:32 to go in the third, and it's Morgan State 20, UAlbany 17 on UAlbanySports.com.
Morgan State 20, UAlbany 17.
On the first possession by UAlbany to start the third, leads to points for Morgan State. The Bears have the lead. And it was a touchdown pass that went over the head of Ty Tobias, who was defending on the play for UAlbany.
Yeah, Ty Tobias had given up a little bit of height on this play, but just Harris throwing the ball up, trusting his receiver to go up and beat the corner, and he did on first down and 15. So now Morgan State with a 20-17 lead.
And Manasseh Bailey with his second, as you mentioned, Brian, his second touchdown of the game. He has only 2 receptions, both touchdowns for 109 yards. He also had the 90-yard touchdown reception in the first half.
So now up to Vincent Testaverde in this offense to try and get this lead back.
And O'Shea will kick it deep and into the end zone and out of the end zone. So Vincent Testaverde will try for the second time here in the third quarter to get something going offensively. The first time was a turnover, and points on the board for Morgan State to take the lead. The Bears have the lead 20-17.
Joe Davis showing trust in E.B. Token Hanks, put him right back out there after that fumble on the previous possession.
1st and 10 at their own 25. 3 wide receiver set here in the third quarter, 11:32 to go. Testaverde shotgun formation, takes the snap, rolls out to his right, looks downfield on the right sideline, and the pass is intercepted on the far side of the field. It's picked off by Dante Small, the sophomore, and Vincent Testaverde is picked off for the third time tonight.
This one trying to get Testaverde out into space, rolls out to his right. It's a levels play. You had E.B. Token Hanks right around the 3-yard mark, and then looking downfield, forcing this ball to Dev Holmes, and a beautiful play here by Dante Small. He comes off of his responsibility, recognizes the throw coming that way, and jumps the route to get the interception.
Yep, trying to go to Dev Holmes, and he was very well covered, and the third pick of this game by Testaverde, and now it's 1st and 10 for Morgan State in UAlbany territory at the 46. DeAndre Harris has his team set in the shotgun formation. And on first down, Riggins gets the call over the left side to the 41-yard line, a gain of 5. Second down and 5.
Now Morgan State feeling the momentum that they've picked up in the start of this first half, or second half rather. Touchdown pass after the turnover, and now another turnover, getting a chance to put more points on the board.
Second down and 5, and the handoff straight ahead for just a couple of yards. And again, Riggins with the carry, gains of just 2, so it's going to be 3rd and 5 for the Bears. 10:48 to go in the third. And Morgan State has the lead, 20-17.
Quickly to the ball now.
Yep, no huddle at the 41 of UA. Shotgun Harris takes the snap, back to throw, pressured, and down he goes. Back at the 45-yard line, he was down as the sack by UAlbany on DeAndre Harris. And the sack by Mason Walker, the redshirt freshman. That will bring up fourth down. So,
boy, what a move here by Walker to get in here relatively easily. And then Walker was on him, and then it ended up being Antoine White who will get the sack and credit for it. Close to whether that ball was out, but I do believe you were right, Roger. I think his knee is down. Greg Gattuso looking for them to at least try and take a look at this for field position's sake. A fourth down nonetheless.
O'Shea will punt from the 40. High spiraling kick. It's going to hit at the 5, roll into the end zone for a touchback. And UAlbany, for the third time in this third quarter, will get the ball with 9:44 to go and trailing 20-17. 48-yard punt, no return.
Now is that Will? It is. It's Will Brunson coming out now for the as the quarterback of the Great Danes. Last year's starter, started every game. Now lost the battle in camp to Vincent Testaverde. But now Will Brunson taking over a quarterback with 9:44 left here in the third quarter.
Well, you have 3 picks by Vincent Testaverde. He's had a lot of incompletions here tonight, and you're down 20-17, and it's all about winning football games tonight, and that's exactly what Greg Gattuso is going to do here as he goes to Will Brunson in the third quarter. Shotgun formation, and the handoff goes off the right side of Elijah Ebitogan-Hanks out over the 40 to the 44-yard line. Biggest run of the night for Elijah Ebitogan-Hanks of 24 yards and a first down. Dante Small with the tackle, and that's the running game that we haven't seen until now.
No doubt about it, right up to the line of scrimmage again.
And on first down, right back to the ground game they go, and this time Elijah Ebitogan-Hanks just gets a couple of yards, maybe just 1 over on the left side to the 46-yard line. Rico Kennedy with the tackle.
Big run there for Ebitogan-Hanks to come back and then trying to do a little bit too much on that run, but now Will Brunson in the game. Seems like it's a little bit slower, a little more contained now, but running the ball in the first 2 plays.
Second down and 9 at their own 46. 3 wide receivers set. Brunson takes the snap, looks down the left sideline. It's incomplete. Trying to go to Jawan Green, but this time good coverage by Corbin Trey Ravel, who's been picked on a lot tonight by UAlbany quarterbacks, and in particular Vincent Testaverde. And it's third down and 9 at the 46.
Morgan State continues to be aggressive, and I love how they're playing defense, trusting their corners. Even though there have been penalties throughout the first half, they've continued to have 8 or 9 people in the box and trust their corners to play man-to-man against a very talented wide receiver corps.
Third down and 9 at their own 46. Trips far side of the right. Brunson in the shotgun has time and looks over the middle and throws complete for a first down to Jarrah Reeves if they give him the spot at the 45-yard line. They do. It'll be a first down for the Great Danes.
And it will be a first down, and a beautiful little curl route here by Jarrah Reeves. Fakes the defender, gets inside of him, and then just turns inside, giving Will Brunson much more area to throw the ball. Now a first down for the Great Danes.
First and 10 into Morgan State territory at the 45. 8:18 to go in the third. UAlbany down by 3, 20-17. Brunson takes the snap, looks left underneath on the flat, and completes the pass to the 42-yard line. Short pass to Jared Reeves for a gain of 3. Second down and 7.
Miscommunication a little bit there, looks like, from Brunson to Reeves, as Reeves just kind of took 2 steps off the line of scrimmage and wasn't sure if Brunson was going to throw it or not. Finally, after hesitating, Brunson does throw the ball. It creates a little bit of offense, about 4 yards on that play.
Second down and 7 at the 42 of Morgan State. Brunson shotgun, 3 wide receiver set. 2 far side right. Snap goes to Brunson, looks right, throws, and it's underthrown and incomplete. And Jawan Green was the intended receiver, and it'll bring up third down.
They've really been unable to get the ball to him in the air. They've tried to.
They have.
They've tried to get him the ball multiple times. He's got to have 4 or 5 targets throughout the game, but
he's
unable to get
for
a
his
reception.
First reception, yeah.
So that one just it looked a quick out route. I don't know if the ball was tipped or Brunson was kind of wiping his hands. I don't know if he had a great grip on that throw, but now a 3rd and long for the Great Danes to try and keep. This might be 4-down territory where they are on the field. So this could be maybe a run to set up another play.
3rd down and 6 at the Morgan State 42 for UAlbany here in the 3rd quarter. Brunson shotgun, has time, looks underneath, throws, it's incomplete. At the 39-yard line, Dev Holmes, the intended receiver. And that will bring up a 4th down, and we will see the punting unit come on, and Ethan Stark.
Yeah, that's one freshman will want back. That one right in his hands, and good job. Will Brunson immediately going to him, telling him to, relax, calm down. Now forcing them to punt the ball. If they gained 3 or 4 yards, they might have thought of going for it, but this, I think it's a good decision. Play the field position battle.
Stark at the 45, Cofield back deep to receive at the 10. Good snap. Stark with the kick out to the right, hits at the 15-yard line, spins and is downed at the 13 with no return on the Ethan Stark punt, pinning Morgan State deep in their own territory, and a 28-yard punt. And again, Stark continues to do exceptionally well with the punting game tonight. 7:16 to go here in the 3rd. Albany down 20-17. Morgan State gets it back.
And doing a nice job of pinning Morgan State inside the 20. The 3rd time he's done that so far tonight. But now pressure goes back onto the defense, and we'll see how long the quarterback change does go, if it's for the rest of the game or they tried with one series. But now the defense, who has played well other than being up against it with the turnovers.
1st down and 10, Morgan State at their own 13. 3 wide receivers in the game. And the handoff on 1st down, going to lose yards on the play as Jordan Riggins is bottled up. Danny D'Amico right there having a great game. Check his stats on the defensive side. He's on his way to a monster game. He's got 11 tackles to lead the way. Specht has 8. Dulce has 6. Loss of a yard on the play. 2nd down and 11, back at the 12. Clock moving, 6:48 to go in the 3rd. UA down 20-17. DeAndre Harris, shotgun formation. 1 running back to the right of him, and a 3 wide receiver set, 2 near side right. And the handoff goes to Chase, running left. 15, 20, out to the 23, close to a 1st down. If he didn't get it, it'll be 3rd and short, 3rd and 1. Levi Matheny with the tackle, but he has enough for a 1st down. Morgan State 1st down on the run by Jordan. That was Jordan Riggins with the run.
And a nice job cutting in between. Not a big hole there, but created it with his legs, jumping side to side, and a big run to get that 1st down.
1st and 10 with some breathing room out to their own 23-yard line. 2 receivers near side to the right, 1 receiver far side left, slot right. Shotgun Harris. Hand off over the left side to the 30-yard line, and these running backs, Riggins and Chase, and that was Chase with the carry. Gain of about 5 yards. D'Amico with the tackle. Danny, a redshirt freshman from Manlius, New York. Doing a good job at the middle linebacker spot tonight. Very active. Gain of But now, after that run, a second down and 2 for Morgan State.
Slowing it down on offense.
At the 31, bad snap, but Harris gets it, rolls out to his left, ball is tipped and incomplete. And that's D'Amico again.
Who's there
with the tip? I mean, what a game he's having defensively for UA. And now third down and 2.
And we mentioned that that's what a quarterback like Harris does. It puts pressure on linebackers. This time, recognizing the rollout, D'Amico immediately goes after him and jumps up to knock that ball down. Now, a little opportunity for the Great Danes to get this ball back, because dominating the time of possession is Morgan State throughout this game.
Third down and 2 at the Morgan State 31, their own 31. Again, Harris drops the snap. Now he's going to run with it. He's going to run for a first down. Bad snap from center. He's still able to control the ball, Harris, and then make something happen. Runs out to his left. Has enough room to get a Morgan State first down. He gets 7 yards, only needed 2. And the Bears retain possession out to the 41-yard line with inside 5 minutes to go in the third. UAlbany trailing 20-17.
Well, the athleticism of DeAndre Harris on full display tonight on that one with a tough snap, being able to call his own number and get the corner for a first down.
First and 10 at their own 41. And the handoff goes to Chase. It's just 2 yards over the left side. Dulce with the tackle for the Great Danes. Second down and 2.
Bottling it up. Good job there by the defensive line, recognizing the run. But now it's up to them to get, again, what Greg Gattuso preaches, get out off the field on third down. See now, Morgan State's really slowed the pace down since they've gotten the lead in this second half, keeping this defense on the field for a longer period of time.
Second down and 8, play clock at 10, the ball at the Morgan State 43. And what a play to get to Chase. Excellent job defensively.
Eli Menser.
Yeah, Eli Menser got hurt last week, and Eli really is, talk about a tremendous athlete. That's Eli Menser from Altoona, Pennsylvania, and he just read that perfectly. It came in and threw the ball carrier for a loss, and now it's third down and 10.
And recognizing the run immediately, Menser coming off the left side, untouched to limit that run, and a tackle for loss added on for him. Menser was around the ball quite often last year. Happy to see him back on the field after leaving the game last week against Rhode Island.
Third and 10 at the 41. Harris back to throw. Throws it. It's incomplete. Almost picked off. The intended receiver was Darian Polian, the junior wideout. Coverage on the play by Hayden Speck, enough to punt the ball.
Yeah, this one, pressure inside, the ball thrown behind him, and Speck off the one tip was almost able to make the interception, but it was Kareem Gibson there originally, tipped that, and then off of Speck's right hand, unable to come in with the interception, but they do get off the field on third down and able to get this offense an opportunity to go down and score.
O'Shea to punt at his own 27. Donovan McNabb is deep. High snap. O'Shea gets it, gets the punt away. Short punt, hits at the 25. It takes a big-time Morgan State roll all the way down to the 6-yard line. First of all, it was a high snap. Then it was a short punt, but it hit and then got the big-time roll for Morgan State. That will go in the books as a 54-yard punt with no return, and pins UAlbany back at they'll mark it down at the 9-yard line to start when we come back.
Great Dane fans, turn your attention to Albany Athletics. Membership with the GDAC ensures that our student athletes and coaches have the resources necessary to compete at the highest level, both in the classroom and during competition. Members also have the opportunity to receive benefits including access to sexual programs.
Brian Mariano, Mike Poole, and Hunter DePace with 3:03 to go in the third, and UAlbany hasn't put up any points here in the second half. Brian, Morgan State has. They have the lead 20-17, and now in this possession, UAlbany will start from their own 9-yard line, and let's see if Greg Gattuso sticks with Will Brunson. He made a quarterback change about halfway through quarter number 3, and Vincent Testaverde picked off 3 times tonight.
Trying to take a look inside the huddle here, but you know, this much as we like the Great Danes uniforms, it is sometimes tough to see the numbers. It looks as if Vincent Testaverde's in there, but nonetheless, for this offense, it seemed as if it was working when they were moving the ball and getting first downs, and that is Vincent Testaverde that's in the huddle talking with offensive coordinator Joe Davis. So we'll see exactly what they decide to do, but there is now pressure on this offense to yet again come back like they've had to do in the previous games this season. They had a lead in the first half, but multiple turnovers, 3 picks, and a fumble, really giving it back to Morgan State and opportunities to take the lead.
So we saw Will Brunson for one series, and now back to Vincent Testaverde here. And it's first down and 10, the ball at their own 9-yard line. He's back in shotgun formation. He's pressured, throws one down the left sideline, and it is underthrown and incomplete. Intended for Dev Holmes at the 29, underthrown because he was pressured on the throw in the end zone. And Dominic Trigg Jr. has played well for Morgan State tonight, applying pressure on Vincent Testaverde as he was releasing the ball.
Yeah, came in untouched and forcing Testaverde to just throw that ball up to give Dev Holmes a chance. The problem is when you have to get rid of the ball so quickly and there's someone in your face, you can't judge how far to get that ball down the field. So well underthrown was that ball to Holmes.
Second and 10 from their own 9. 3 wide receivers set, 2 near side left. Snap goes to Testaverde, a little play action. Going to throw it down the field, and it's incomplete. Penalty flag, though, comes in late. There'll be pass interference on Morgan State as Donovan McDonald was held up once again on the play. And the penalties against Morgan State in their secondary continue to mount tonight.
No doubt about it. This one's looks like it's going to be Trigg that's going to get this. Whether it's going to be defensive holding or pass interference, we will see. And it is pass interference. No, it was 24. It's Trey Ravel again.
Trey Ravel has had a night that has been a difficult one, to say the least.
Senior, he's like, I don't ever want to come back to UAlbany after the night he's had tonight. But for this offense, they get bailed out again by a penalty to continue this drive.
First and 10 out at their own 24. UAlbany's down by 3 in this game. 2:54 remaining in the third.
Changing the play, only 5 seconds left on the play clock.
Now at 4, and they're not going to get the play off, Brian. They're going to have to call a timeout. So a timeout called. Confusion on the offensive side. And they'll huddle around Joe Davis, the offensive coordinator in his first year for Greg Cattuso. 2:54 to go, and UAlbany football is sponsored by CEFQ. CEFQ, banking with a purpose. Mohawk Honda, the Capital Region's #1 Honda dealer. CDPHP, a proud teammate of UAlbany Athletics. CDPHP, setting new standards for high-quality health insurance. Visit cdphp.com. And the UAlbany Alumni Association, stay connected, make UAlbany stronger. Now, we thought for a second when, Elijah Token Hanks broke that run off for 24 yards, that maybe they go right back to the run, and yet they go right back to the pass.
It seems as if that they're using the run to set up play action to try and take a little bit of pressure off Testaverde, but when he's had time, he's missed throws, but then any other time there's been a man in his face every single play, so it's really been tough for him to get in any sort of rhythm throughout this game. 9 of 32 for 109 yards passing, the 1 lone touchdown, and 3 interceptions.
That was first and 10, UAlbany at their own 24. And we're set to go a 3 wide receiver set. Dev Holmes goes in motion right to left. Play action again. Testaverde to throw. Down the sideline, it's caught. And racing down the sideline is Dev Holmes. He's inside the 20, and he's tackled at the 16-yard line. And that time, Testaverde and Holmes connect on the deep ball. And it's first and 10, UA. Travell with the tackle on Dev Holmes, the freshman from Troy.
Oh, what a beautiful pass this was. A wheel route to Holmes down the sideline for a huge play.
Let's see if UAlbany can take advantage of it. Quick pass on first down out to Dev Holmes. Dev Holmes on the right side, and he runs inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Rico Kennedy with the tackle, gain of 2. 2nd down and 8.
That was a 60-yard pass from Holmes to from Vincent Testaverde to Holmes. That puts Holmes over 100 yards receiving, the 2nd time he's done that in the first 3 games. The first one, obviously, against the ACC opponent in Pittsburgh, where he had 148 yards in that game.
2 minutes to go on the 3rd. Albany at the 14-yard line of Morgan State, facing a 2nd down and 8. Testaverde, shotgun, Holmes in motion, hand the football off, running left is Elijah E.B. Token Hanks, can't turn the corner, and gets run out of bounds near side for maybe a yard gain, not much more, as UAlbany struggles continue to run the football.
Had to work really hard to try and get the edge on that run for E.B. Token Hanks. Did shed 1 tackler, was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, but now 3rd down and 8. We'll see how Joe Davis writes this one up.
3rd and 8, no gain, back right at the 14. Testaverde shotgun, looking into the right corner of the end zone and trying to go to Holmes. Too much on that pass. And it's 3rd and 8, incomplete. Or check that, 4th and 8. And now they're going to go for a field goal to try to tie the game with 1:14 to go in the 3rd. Ethan Stark will attempt.
Once again, the offense able to get inside the red zone, unable to convert with a touchdown, trying to settle for a field goal. Bit of big kick here for Ethan Stark to try and tie this game.
Nevin Sussman will hold at the 22. 32-yard field goal for Ethan Stark on the left hash. Hold is good. The kick is on its way, and it is good. And with 1:11 to go in the 3rd, field goal by Ethan Stark ties the game at 20 on UAlbanySports.com. And listening tonight on Alt 105.7. We'll keep it here.
That was it's amazing how one big play, Roger, can kind of jolt you on offense. As finally Testaverde was given a little bit of time, and Joe Davis likes to do this. It isn't so much a run-pass option, but running the ball to try and set up play action. They fake the handoff on that big play to Dev Holmes, and then a little shoulder fake from Testaverde to fake a wide receiver screen out, and no one finds Dev Holmes. They use that same type of formula for the L.J. Wesneski touchdown in the first quarter, and now getting back to all square, tied 20 apiece.
Numbers on Testaverde, 11 of 35 for 171 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. We're tied at 20. UAlbany and Morgan State both 0-2, looking for their first wins of this season.
Now the crowd, who's been relatively silent over the last quarter or so, really have much to cheer for, now getting behind the Great Danes, knowing this game is finally tied.
Stark with the kick, taken at the 1-yard line, at the 15, the 20, and down at the 24 on the return. And that was Cofield running it back. And Morgan State gets it back in a tie game with 1:05 to go, 3rd quarter. Next week, St. Francis of Pennsylvania in town for a non-conference game. It'll be a 7 o'clock kick. And then there's a bye week, and then they'll dive into the conference play after that with a road trip to William and Mary. Rhode Island had almost a near upset today on the road at Connecticut. So, and Villanova had a win over Temple earlier in the year. Right. So some of these CAA teams, and who else? New Hampshire beat Western Kentucky. It was a Maine over Western Kentucky. So.
And you know that, getting into the CAA, how tough a conference this is, obviously with JMU on the top end of it.
1st and 10, Morgan State at their own 29. Trips to the left. Snap goes to Harris. He's going to carry the football and leap to the 34-yard line, running near side for a gain of 5 yards.
Harris, the leading rusher for Morgan State. That'll get him just over 80 yards rushing this afternoon. I mean, they've done a good job in the passing game. Other than that deep 90-yard touchdown, they've held him pretty much at bay throwing the football tonight.
Trips to the left on a 2nd and 5 for Morgan State at their own 34. And the handoff for a 1st down run out over the 40 to the 42-yard line. and a new ball carrier for Morgan State that time. They carried the ball tonight. That's Demarius Goodwin, who was a redshirt freshman. He got 6 yards and has a first down out to the 43.
Not exactly the biggest guy, but a little bit, almost a Darren Sproles-esque type running back. Shifty inside, gaining that first down.
It's possible they have him listed at 5'6".
Oh yeah.
And that run for a first down will run out the clock in the third. So we're off to the fourth and final quarter here at Casey Stadium tonight, and we're tied at 20. Does not run the ball tonight, and that's the reason that this game is going by rather slowly, because Testaverde has put the ball 35 times tonight, completed 11 passes for a rating of 64.8. Saw one series of Will Brunson in the third quarter, then right back to the starter, Vincent Testaverde.
Well, Raj, I want one of those seats that's they have here at Tom and Mary Casey Stadium, the best seat in the house, sitting right at the end zone to our left. Maybe we can see if we can do the broadcast down there at one point. It'd be an awful lot of fun.
Pretty comfortable at this time of the year.
No doubt.
I don't know about November there, Parker, but it's good right now. What a night. Perfect night. Game time temperature was 83 degrees at kickoff. It's 1st and 10 for Morgan State at their own 41-yard line, and they get to the 41 where no gain. They hand it right back off to the freshman, Demarius Goodwin. Didn't carry the ball at all in the first half, and really just first couple carries of the game here. I don't know if Chase or Riggins, somebody injured, they got to go to the redshirt freshman. Which could very well be the case.
And then again, an issue with the snap there, and a good job for Harris to get that play off.
No gain, 2nd and 10. Still at the 41 for Morgan State, and they got 2 receivers near side left, 1 receiver far side right. And the handoff again goes to the redshirt freshman. He gets nowhere. No gain. Dulce pumped up. Good play. And Dulce also having a nice game. He's a redshirt senior from Melville, New York. And now it's 3rd and 10. Still at their own 41-yard line. Just underway in the fourth quarter. And we're tied at 20.
Been a tremendous night for Brian Dulce and, of course, for Danny D'Amico, both with double-digit tackles as we get into the fourth quarter.
3rd and 10 at the 41. Harris takes the snap in the gun. Has some time, nobody open. Now he's going to throw it, and it's incomplete. And a good play by Matheny. He might have even knocked it down.
Yep,
the intended receiver was at the 50-yard line. That was Bailey, who has 2 touchdowns tonight. Incomplete pass by Harris, and it's 4th down. UAlbany gets it back.
And a nice job that time on that play. The defensive line did not rush Harris. They didn't give him an opportunity to try and run for that first down. They rushed and just contained, forcing him to throw the ball, and the defense gets off the field on 3rd down.
O'Shea, the freshman, busy night from his own 30 with the punt, short, over to the right, hits and rolls out of bounds at the 25-yard line is where they'll spot it. And Vincent Testaverde and UA, after a 34-yard punt by O'Shea, will have it with 13:32 to go. We are in now the fourth quarter, and we are tied up at 20 apiece.
This offense showed a little bit of life after that long play to Tev Holmes was shut down again in the red zone, but they've been able to move the football. It's just been in big chunks as opposed to long extended drives.
Trips come near side of the right, 1 receiver far side left. Carl Mofor now in the backfield. And we got movement on the defensive line, it looks like, for Morgan State, unless they were drawn off sides by UAlbany, which it looks like they were. Might have been on Nick Coleman, the center from Colony, who was they really high on, the junior, and spent a couple years at Hudson Valley Community College and has had a good start to this season, but penalized there. So 1st and 15 for UA back at the 20 with 4 wide receivers in. Vincent Testaverde, a little flare out to Mofor on the left flat, and he makes a nice move and gets across the 25 to the 28-yard line. And it's going to bring up second down and 8 yards to go for the first. Got some of the penalty back and a little more.
So shifty in space. Is Carl Mofor able to steady himself after a high pass and then make one person miss? We saw that most of last year. Roger was so good in space, making defenders miss. Did it there to make this a manageable second down.
2nd and 8 at their own 27. 3 wide receiver set. Testaverde shotgun. Back to throw. Looking downfield, right side, open is Holmes, who has it inside the 25. And a first down. Testaverde to Holmes. And he actually went out of bounds at the 34-yard line. Stepped out of the 34 on the Dev Holmes reception. And Dominic Trigg Jr. knocks him out. And a 43-yard pass. 1st and 10 at the 34 of Morgan State. Testaverde to throw again, throws it away. When that went with the no huddle and nobody was open, threw it away near side. 2nd down and 10 from the Morgan State 34 with 12:32 to go in the 4th. We're tied at 20.
A beautiful pass in the previous play from Vincent Testaverde, dropping it right in the bucket. And who's first there to congratulate Dev Holmes is his former teammate at Troy High School, Joe Casal, giving a huge game again for Dev Holmes, 145 yards through the air on 6 receptions.
Yep, number 6 for Holmes tonight. Of course, he had the 9 receptions against Pitt in the opener. At Pitt ACC school was impressive. 2nd down. Testaverde to throw near side, incomplete, too high for Holmes again, and pretty good coverage on the play by Dante Small, who's had a busy night, the cornerback sophomore for the Bears. 3rd down and 10.
This might be 4-down territory as well. The 34-yard line would make it a 51-yard field goal if they weren't to convert this 3rd down, but I feel like Joe Davis would be aggressive here going for this on 4th down if they weren't to convert.
3rd and 10 at the Morgan State 34-yard line. 12:29 to go in the 4th. We're tied at 20. Slot right. Testaverde shotgun. 3 wide receivers set. Mofor in the backfield. Back to throw Testaverde. Flushed out. Looking to throw into the end zone. And he had Dev Holmes wide open at about the 5-yard line and sailed it over his head. And it's incomplete. And it's now 4th down and 10. Holmes was open at about the 5 and sailed it over his head.
I think it ended up being Jawan Green. Holmes fell down, and I think originally who was going to look
for. 4? Okay, yeah. So you're right. It was Jawan Green wide open, still looking for his first reception tonight, and he was wide open there. Now they are going to attempt the field goal. They'll spot it at the 41. So a 51-yard field goal attempt. They're going to add a few more seconds back on the clock, and we're set to go. Sussman will hold. Ethan Stark to give UAlbany a lead from the right hash. From the 42, so it's a 52-yard field goal here by Stark. The hold is good. The kick looks like it has enough on it, and it is good.
Wow.
What a kick by Ethan Stark. 52 yards to give UAlbany their first lead in the second half. Wow, what a kick.
Officially 51, but still, what a boot by Ethan Stark to give UAlbany a lead, 23-20, with 12:26 to go in the 4th quarter.
My goodness, Ethan Stark, confidence in that kick, and we do have an injured Morgan State player on the field.
As Dominic Trigg Jr. injured, we'll take a timeout. 23-20, UAlbany leading on UAlbanySports.com and Alt 105.7.
And just a reminder, basketball season tickets are now on sale. The purchase on UAlbanySports.com/tickets. The following UAlbany ticket office at Albany, Dane. Great Dane fans, get on your feet, make some noise. It's time to play Thank You t-shirt toss. The fans love the t-shirts. That's $100 now. So get on your feet.
A 23-20 lead, but Brian, there's still 12 minutes and 16 seconds to go in this football game.
Yeah, a lot of incompletions, a lot of penalties, a sloppy game for both teams. But if you're UAlbany, to finally lose a lead and then come back to take the lead again, it might be the confidence that this group needs to continue on. And Ethan Stark showing out with that 51-yarder, and they had plenty to spare as well. A nice crowd showing up tonight at Tom and Mary Casey Stadium for the home opener.
Stark has 3 field goals tonight, 27, 32, and 51. Roger Weiland, Brian Mariano at Casey Stadium. This is the home opener for the Great Danes, and they have a 23-20 lead non-conference game tonight against the Bears from Morgan State out of the MEAC Conference. Morgan State located in Baltimore, Maryland. Stark with the kickoff, and this is going to come down at the 2 to the 13-yard line, and no more than that on the return by Cofield. Good special teams coverage by UAlbany. Dante Mount.
Tremendous open field tackle to keep this inside the 15-yard line. And now Morgan State and DeAndre Harris trying to come back out and mount a drive to either tie or take the lead in this game. And Harris, 2 touchdowns through the air and 80 yards rushing, so he can get 100 yards on his own rushing, depending on how the end of this fourth quarter goes.
4 wide receiver set, trips near side left, 1st and 10 at the 14. And they hand it off on 1st down, and he was caught in the backfield, and Chase gets loose and Speck tackles him at the 22. He was stopped in the backfield, and then was able to get rolling out to the right and gain 9 yards when it looked like he was going to be stopped for a 3-yard loss.
You thought that this was going to be definitely a tackle for loss. Beautiful penetration there by the UAlbany defense, and that was Mason Walker. Actually got him there and just unable to bring him down. Speck was actually blocked into the runner to stop it from being a 1st down.
Good effort by Chase, no doubt. 2nd down and 1. And they go right back to the ground, and a big hole for the freshman. And he is loose out over the 40, 45, and run out of bounds at the 49-yard line. And the freshman is Demetrius Goodwin, who has emerged here in the second half, and he gets 31 yards. Big run. Kareem Brown with the tackle. 1st down to midfield for Morgan State.
Boy, Goodwin really showing out here. 4 carries for 34 yards in a brief stint here for maybe 5 or 6 minutes in this game.
And a snap that is fumbled by Harris, and he's able to recover the fumble, the bobble, and run for 9 yards. DeAndre Harris took the snap, bobbled it, got a hold of it, and ran off left tackle and got himself 9 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 1 as they're in UAlbany territory at the 41-yard line. Eli Menser and Hayden Specht with the tackle.
Speck has had a busy night at safety trying to track down Harris running the ball, and now the addition of Goodwin in the backfield.
2nd and 2, gain of 8. 3 wide receiver set. Another bad snap, and this time Harris, all he can do is fall on it back at midfield. So the center is sophomore Adrian Allen, not helping the cause here with his quarterback DeAndre Harris. Going to be a 3rd down and 10 back at midfield.
This has been happening all night, whether it be a low snap by the center Adrian Allen, or the fact that Harris, even on the previous play, the snap was right to him in the chest. He just bobbled it. So now a couple rough snaps makes this a 3rd down and long, and the defense trying to get this crowd knowing how important this 3rd down is.
3rd and 10 at midfield. Back to throw Harris in the gun. Pressured, hit as he throws the ball. It's short and almost picked off at the 18-yard line, but it falls incomplete. Tyler Carswell almost picked it off, but that was all set up, Brian, by some pressure on the quarterback, DeAndre Harris.
Absolutely. Harris hit as he throws this ball, so it was kind of fluttering up in the air, and Carswell just almost camped under this ball to be able to make this interception. It was Brian Dulce who got in there with a big hit on Harris.
He sure did. And Dulce got him good as he threw the football. And now the punting unit comes on. And Nicholas O'Shea again kicks it out to the right. This is a high kick. Hits at the 16-yard line. Takes a UAlbany bounce back to the 22. And with 9:26 to go, UAlbany gets it back in a 3-point lead on a 28-yard punt. So Morgan State had a great opportunity and could not do anything with it. Credit the UAlbany defense for the stop. And now let's see if UAlbany can put together a drive. We haven't had a long sustained drive for UAlbany tonight.
No, everything's been big chunks or quick drives. The previous field goal drive was 1 minute and 16 seconds. So we'll see now if Vincent Testaverde can put together a drive.
1st and 10 at their own 21. Shotgun by Testaverde. Handed off to Elijah E.B. Token Hanks, and he stopped. Maybe even a loss of a yard on the play. That running game, for the most part, non-existent again for the 3rd straight week. Loss of a yard, 2nd down and 11, and Marcus Parker.
And that might be a play that sets up something down the field. Joe Davis liked to run on 1st or 2nd down to set up play action and get maybe Dev Holmes or Jawan Green down the field. See what they do here on 2nd down.
Marcus Parker, the free safety for Morgan State on that tackle. 2nd and 11 at the 20. Testaverde to throw. Throws short near side right to Dev Holmes, and he's tackled at the 25-yard line. Tackled by Darius Johnson. Gain of just a couple, so now it's a 3rd down conversion that UAlbany will try to complete here, or they're going to have to punt the ball back. They've got a 3-point lead with 8:24. It's a moving clock here in the 4th quarter.
7th reception for Holmes. That'll give him a career high in his short career in his freshman season, 150 yards receiving tonight.
3rd down and 6, UAlbany at their own 25 to keep this drive alive. Snap goes to Testaverde. Steps up in the pocket, throws, and it's picked off at the 45-yard line by Dante Small, and he goes back the other way for a touchdown. Dante Small with Vincent Testaverde's 4th interception of this game, and Dante Small gives Morgan State the lead, 26-23 with 7:55 remaining.
Small just sitting back in his zone, reading Testaverde's eyes. This ball, a post pattern over the middle, and Small just sat there waiting for Testaverde to throw that, cut in front of it, and then was able to run it all the way back for a touchdown.
And the point after conversion by O'Shea is no good, but there's a penalty flag down, and it's a big extra point here. It's a 3-point game. 26-23. Let's see what the call is.
Important call here, and then to see there is a UAlbany player down on the field, and that's Eli Menser,
who was hurt last week,
right,
too.
Limping off
Here
the
we go.
field. But so false start
on Morgan State.
So this will bring back this extra point.
So the extra point was good, but the penalty flag.
Well, they had a guy come in late on the field.
I don't even think that was good. I think he missed that extra point.
So you might want to. Greg Gattuso's wanting to decline
because
the penalty.
you declined the penalty.
No
here.
doubt.
I don't think that the replay that we just saw on UAlbanySports.com, that looked like it was no good.
No doubt. And if Greg Gattuso's all the way out to the 20-yard line trying to decline this penalty, because a Morgan State player was running in from the sideline. They did not have enough players on the field, so he was running towards the line of scrimmage when the play with a snap happened, and then dove in front. So we'll see exactly what's going on here. But Greg Gattuso has a point. If, from what we saw, missed the kick.
Or are they going to look at a replay to see if he really did miss it? It looked on the replay that we showed. And again, if you're listening on Alt 1057, it was a replay that we saw on UAlbanySports.com. It looked like it was no good.
So now there's a lot of confusion with this officiating crew on what exactly the call is. If it was a false start, and the snap did happen, they did have a snap, the kick was up and it was missed to the left. So Greg Gattuso is saying, listen, we know he missed the kick, we want to decline the penalty so we can keep this a 3-point game. 26-23, Morgan State taking the lead on Vincent Testaverde's fourth interception return, now for a touchdown. We'll see what the call is now.
Okay, there's a
so in addition,
below the knee block.
And that was the player coming from the sideline.
Yep.
He came into the play.
This is against Morgan State.
Right. So then he was coming in from the sideline as the ball was snapped, dove in to try and make a block, and dove at a defender's knee, which very well, don't have the replay, could have been Eli Menser, why he came off the field.
So it's an illegal block against Morgan State, but did they rule that field goal good? Otherwise,
they might have
ruled it. It looked like they didn't make the field goal, which then you would decline the penalty. Now they're going to attempt the extra point from the 30-yard line. So it's a 40-yard extra point from the freshman, and it is good. And that is a big extra point because it gives Morgan State a 27-23 lead. Instead of being a 3-point game, now you need a touchdown with 7:55 to go in the fourth quarter.
Very big there, and just a interesting turn of events with Albany coming on the field, with an opportunity to extend the lead. Testaverde on that play steps up, and it just reading the eyes, it was as easy as it could be.
I don't know. I don't know exactly where Vincent was looking to go with that, but it was. We're looking at the replay here. Back to throw, and he's trying to hit. Maybe it was MEAC.
Yep.
On a slant over the middle, but he was way short and right in the hands of Morgan State's Dante Small, and he returned it for a touchdown.
That doesn't get any easier if you're a defender. You're sitting in a zone, looking in for the quarterback's eyes, and Vincent Testaverde just didn't see him. And watching that, we had the replay from behind the line of scrimmage looking down, and it just looked as if Testaverde did not see him at all, and now the fourth interception gives Morgan State the lead, a 4-point lead, and we just have just under 8 minutes left.
Yeah, the way this game is being played, there's an eternity left here. I mean, 7:55, the way this game is unfolded tonight, there's a lot more possessions to be had.
Right.
But now Albany needs they need touchdown, not field goal.
No doubt.
Down by 4. But the replay that we saw on that extra point looked like he missed it.
It did look like he missed it, so it's just questionable now because Greg Gattuso had the opportunity to decline the penalty and did not.
And the kickoff by O'Shea sails over Donovan McDonald's head into the end zone for the touchback. And so now the Danes will have it at the 25. And I don't think you can go to Will Brunson here now. I think you almost just have to stick with Vincent Testaverde and ride it out.
I think you have to ride it out. If he won it in camp, I think you have to let him finish this game off. And they do. They have him on the field.
You just don't know where his confidence level is right now. Just throwing the pick six and throwing 4 interceptions on this game. But he's in the shotgun on a 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line here in the fourth quarter. 4 wide receiver set. They've done nothing really but throw the football tonight. And Testaverde in trouble and sacked. Back at the 12-yard line. Coming through is Ian McBurrow, the junior linebacker, and a sack of Testaverde all the way back at the 12-yard line.
And Morgan State continuing to stay aggressive on defense. 8 guys in the box playing man coverage on the backside, and McBurrow able to get in and sack Testaverde, and now really behind the 8 ball. It's 2nd and 25.
Yeah, big loss there, no doubt, and a 2nd and 25 back at the 10-yard line. Joe Davis, the offensive coordinator, in his first year for UAlbany with his work cut out for him here. 3 wide receivers split wide to the left. Testaverde back to throw, and it's complete over the middle at the 40, and he's gone. That is Doug Holmes, and he's got it for a touchdown, and UAlbany takes the lead. Testaverde, 88 yards to Dev Holmes, and just like that, UAlbany's back in front, 29-27 with 6:54 remaining.
Wondering where his confidence level. This kid has ice water coming back, throwing a post pattern to Dev Holmes, and there was nobody on the back end. You run that risk of playing 8 guys in the box and playing man. Dev Holmes beat his man out of the slot and was able to go to the house. This kid is going to be a special player here at UAlbany. 8 catches, 238 yards, and a touchdown.
Sussman the hold, the extra point is up, and it's good. 6:54 to go in the fourth. And UAlbany now up by 3 again, 30-27. Look at this replay on UAlbanySports.com, and he could not have been more wide open, and then once he catches it, he is so fast, there's no one catching him. Dante Small was trying to, and you weren't going to catch Dev Holmes, the freshman, into the end zone, touchdown. 2 touchdowns on the night for Vincent Testaverde to go along with 4 interceptions. He has thrown the ball 43 times tonight.
Dev Holmes just watching it. On the end zone he was running to our right has the video board here at Tommy Mary Casey Stadium, looking up, seeing if there was anyone behind him, but nobody within 15 yards of Holmes. And he breaks, I love this, Roger, he breaks the goal line as if he's a sprinter, a Usain Bolt, throwing his helmet, his head out front for a huge touchdown and big momentum play in this fourth quarter.
Still 6:54 to go. Morgan State has all 3 of their timeouts remaining. And Stark kicks it off and sends it to the end zone. And they take a knee. Cofield will not bring this out. And Morgan State will have it 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. UAlbany football tonight. Sponsored by the Bone and Joint Center and Capital Region Orthopedics, the official team doctors of the UAlbany Great Danes, located on Washington Avenue across from the University at Albany campus. The Desmond Hotel Albany is one of the area's premier hotels. The Desmond offers colonial comfort steeped in rich Americana and modern amenities for the business traveler. 1st and 10 at the 25 for Morgan State. They now trail 30-27. DeAndre Harris, their junior quarterback. He's going to turn, take the snap, and run the football and have big yardage out over the 40, 45-yard line. DeAndre Harris is going to go over 100 yards tonight on the ground. The quarterback from Washington, Georgia, has a first down, 20 yards, first down.
Yeah, that'll put him over 100 yards rushing, right on the number.
First down, Bears.
To go along with 193 yards over the air and 2 touchdowns. But now, pressure now on this defense. And I love that Morgan State is giving Harris the opportunity to break the pocket. That's where he's at his best.
First and 10, out to the 45. Harris fakes the handoff, runs to the right, and throws it away. Heavy pressure coming from behind on that play from UAlbany, and that was Anthony Lang. Really like the way Lang has played tonight.
No doubt.
You know, getting a great opportunity here, a redshirt freshman. A lot of pressure on DeAndre Harris to force a pass, and it's second down and 10 at their own 45-yard line with 6:21 to go in the fourth.
I love the discipline of Lang on that play. They tried to fake a run, and then he just stood there. Didn't make a decision, forced Harris to make it, and then forced an incompletion.
Second and 10, 4 wide receiver set. Instead, they hand the football off to the little man, and he's got a lot of push. And he gets over midfield. Might have fumbled the ball, and he did. UAlbany has it. That's a fumble by Goodwin. And UA recovers. They get the turnover at the 45-yard line of UAlbany.
Now
Hayden Specht is the guy on the scene there. And UAlbany defense just forces the turnover.
We got a flag on the field as well. Let's see how this all sorts out.
Might be an after the play flag. Let's see.
So now it's pointing towards the UAlbany side. It depends on this is before or after the fumble.
Right. Let's see. I think it's after.
I agree.
That's Dulce with an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty after the fumble. So the fumble recovery counts. It's UAlbany football. But instead of having the ball at their own 45, they're going to go 15 yards the other way on the personal foul by Dulce.
And a big play by this defense to get this fumble. We'll try and see if we can find out who had that. And it was Julian Conover.
Conover, yeah.
The sophomore from Spring Valley, New York, who was able to rip that ball out.
238
and
yards.
Specht then with the recovered fumble for UAlbany. First and 10. Great Danes at their own 30. Hand off Elijah E.B. Token Hanks over the 35 to the 37. A good push behind Griffin Clancy and Luke Ritter. And a 7-yard gain for E.B. Token Hanks, the redshirt junior from Newark, New Jersey. Gain of 7, second down and 3.
This might be the time to just feed the beast, Roger. Just give it to your backs. Trust them to run this game out and get out of here with a victory. It might not be the prettiest of victories, but nonetheless, if they can get to the finish line, it would be a victory.
There's still 5:34 to go in this game. Second and 3, UAlbany in their own 37. 3 wide receiver set. Testaverde, play act. No, did hand the ball off, but nowhere to go for Elijah E.B. Token Hanks. Stopped on the play by Rico Kennedy, the junior linebacker. And it's going to be third down and 6, a loss of 3 yards on that play.
And nowhere to go for E.B. Token Hanks. Unable to get any yards there, making this 3rd and 6, and now pressure-filled third down for this offense to try and stay on the field so they can take even more time off of the clock.
4:50 to go, moving clock, fourth quarter. UAlbany ahead 30 to 27. 3rd and 6 at their own 34. Snap goes to Testaverde, hands the football off to Mofor, and I think he has, or E.B. Token Hanks, and that's Mofor. Mofor has a first down.
I love how this kid runs the football, able to get to the edge with his speed, turns the corner and doesn't even think about going out of bounds. He wants to keep the clock going. He lowers his shoulder to get the extra yardage for the first down.
He's running left, getting to the far side, turns the corner, first down, a big first down that was. Morgan State has all 3 of their timeouts remaining, 4:10 to go. And UAlbany trying to hold on for their first win of the year. They're up 30-27, big first down run by Carl Mofor. And the ball now at the 44-yard line. 1st and 10, and they give it off to Mofor again. Pounds over the 45 to the 47, a gain to 3. 2nd down, 7.
Now just trying to hold on to the ball, no mistakes here or turnovers. Mofor just trying to get any positive yardage he can. And first downs now, you need that sustained drive. We've been waiting for UAlbany to have a sustained drive all night. If they can have one here, it could end the game.
It'll be 2nd and 8. They gave Mofor just 2 yards on that carry. The ball at their own 46-yard line with 3:18 to go. Quarter number 4, UAlbany up 30-27. Testaverde, shotgun formation. Holmes goes in motion. Handoff goes to Mofor, and Mofor gets to midfield. And going to be about 2 yards short of the first down. Carl Mofor on the ground, so most of the UAlbany has run the football consistently back to back to back tonight. And they're going to have to do it one more time, or maybe 2. Now you might want to think, if you don't get this, that you go for it to get the first down.
Right. Ernest Jones of Morgan State taking their first time out, recognizing how much time has come off the clock. So 2:55 left in this game, 3rd and 3. Jones decides to take the time out to preserve as much time as possible. I like that move on his part, knowing that I'd rather keep the time on the clock with the college rules being able to stop the ball with any first down. But UAlbany with a lead despite 5 turnovers tonight. 4 of them coming from Vincent Testaverde, but has come right back to throw over 300 yards and hit Dev Holmes on a big touchdown play to take the lead in this 4th quarter.
He's 15 of 43, 310 through the air, 4 interceptions, 2 touchdowns. 2:55 to go, Albany up 30-27.
This might be Joe Davis' time to just run the football again, trust your 2 backs because you have both Mofor and E.B. Togenhanks in the game, and at least take time off or force Morgan State to use another timeout.
3rd and 3, just over midfield at the Morgan State 49. 3rd and 3, handoff, and that's E.B. Togenhanks, and I don't think he has it.
He's well short.
He is short, so it's going to be 4th down. They don't get the first, so they're not going for it. They're going to punt. I like this move. With a 3-point lead, not going to give Morgan State a chance to hold you and then them get the ball at midfield. Ethan Stark will come on to punt the football. Cofield goes back deep to receive. Jordan Cofield, a freshman.
And I think Greg Gattuso is going to let this go all the way down and use one of his timeouts.
Yep, that's exactly what he's going to do.
He's not happy at all. There's been some serious miscommunication on this play. He called that timeout with 8 seconds left on the play clock. So we'll see if that proves to come back to bite the Great Danes, but 8 seconds left on the game clock there, so 2:12 left in this game. UAlbany will punt. Morgan State still has 2 timeouts left.
Morgan State still with 2 timeouts left in a 3-point game. So this thing is not over yet. The game that started at 7 o'clock tonight has gone after 10. 10:20. Still going on. You're talking a 3. You might be playing this game for 4 hours tonight.
And it's a game. It's been a sloppy game, Roger. It's been a sloppy game on both sides between the quarterbacks and their incompletions. Testaverde not having a great night throwing the football, but it has been a game that hasn't had any sustained drives at all. Now an important punt for Ethan Stark to see if he can pin Morgan State inside the 10-yard line.
Who's been really good tonight. Stark has punted the ball exceptionally well, and they need him here. He's standing back at the 38-yard line. Cofield at the 10 to return. Need a good snap here from center. and they get it. Cofield with the punt, angles it over to the right side, hits at the 20 and takes a Morgan State ball
Morgan State touched
to the 26-yard line, and Morgan State pounces on it. And that was Bailey, the receiver, on special teams on a punt that traveled 23 yards with no return.
Boy, dangerous play there.
Very dangerous, because Morgan State could have coughed that up, and then they would have, then you're talking game over. But now with 2:05 to go and 2 timeouts left, Albany will try to hold on here with a 30-27 lead. It will take a timeout on UAlbanySports.com and Alt 105.7.
When you're watching the big game, the last...
Fans, turn your attention to the blue ball for tonight's Pepsi play of the game. That's Vincent Testaverde's touchdown pass to number 5, Deb Holmes. And that's our Pepsi play of the game. The Albany men's soccer is opening up Northeast play on Friday, September 21st against Rivals Colgate Steelers at 7 p.m. at GNCC Stadium. To get your tickets tonight, visit UAlbanySports.com/tickets. The UAlbany football team is back in action next Saturday for Staff Appreciation Night led by CAA. And we're taking on the St. Francis Wolfwalk at 7 p.m. at GNCC Stadium. Tickets are now on sale. The purchase call on UAlbanySports.com or call the UAlbany Ticket Office at 514. Join us on Saturday, September 23rd, when the UAlbany Field Hockey Team takes on the Delaware Blues at 1 p.m. around the court. And runner-up is make sure to come out. Support the UAlbany volleyball team as the host of the the 2018 season is the Rivals Colgate at 2 p.m. at University Court. UAlbany Athletics. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at UAlbanySports.
The ball, 2 timeouts left at their own 26-yard line. And Harris back to throw, throws, and it's incomplete at the 36-yard line. The intended receiver, Dalen Baldwin, could not hold on, so it's 2nd down and 10.
And I expect this defense and Coach Tedinsky to stay in zone, force Harris to try and beat you throwing the football. Don't let him break the pocket, because that is where he's the most dangerous, running the football, or that's how he extends plays to hit big plays.
2nd and 10 for DeAndre Harris. And the Morgan State offense back to throw. Has plenty of time, still standing in the pocket now, flushed out, gonna run, and as he throws, he's hit. Ball is loose, and UAlbany has it. Eli Menser recovers for UAlbany at the 25-yard line as they flush Harris out of the pocket. And as he was throwing the football, he gets hit. They're going to rule this, I believe, as a fumble. And it is Dean Grogg who got him and forced the ball loose. And I don't know who is down right now for Morgan State. And it might very well be Harris, who took quite a hit from Grogg. And the recovery by Eli Menser with 1:49 to go. Had all kinds of time, Harris. Then here comes Grogg. And as he throws, he started to throw, just absolutely leveled him. And his arm was not in motion. This is going to go in the books, I believe, as a fumble.
I think so. We're watching the replay here in the booth, and it doesn't seem like the ball, his arm is going forward as that ball comes out. And who else would it be, Roger, but Eli Menser to be there to get that fumble recovery. Had so many last year, the memorable one, the return touchdown against Villanova, and Dean Grogg has been around all night in that backfield and was finally able to get there. It's good to see Harris is up on his feet.
And he's going to come out of the game. He hurt his hand.
It's given a lot of extra to that right shoulder.
The backup quarterback is Dion Galat Jr., a redshirt freshman. As Harris goes out of the game with 1:49 to go. And it's UAlbany ball off the turnover. And now you got a 3-point lead. Morgan State can stop it twice. And UAlbany can get this victory here tonight. And a lot of things to sort through in a crazy game, but they desperately need to get a win. They're an 0-2 football team. Vincent Testaverde has him set at the 26-yard line of Morgan State and hands the football off to Elijah E.B. Token Hanks, who gets no yards at all, lost a yard on the play. UAlbany's only rush for 70-plus yards tonight.
These rushes will probably break down the yards after yards per carry average, because Bo Forrest 5 yards, 8 rushes for 40 yards, so 5 yards a carry. E.B. Token Hanks right around the 3.8 mark with his 13 and 40 yards, but they haven't rushed it a lot. It's just been more of a, when they've been able to finally break through on a couple big runs, but this is going to be interesting how Joe Davis plays this out, because if they were to run the football one more time, obviously Morgan State would use their final timeout to stop the clock, and then you'd be looking at the just under a minute time frame for Morgan State to get the ball back and assume an Ethan Stark field goal, but a lot that could happen here over these next couple plays. Still a ton of time in this game that has been going at a snail's pace throughout the evening.
Yeah, we are at what, 10, almost, it's 10:30.
Yeah.
It's a 3.5-hour game tonight. And it's not over yet. It's still 1:43 to go. It's been a crazy game.
Could happen.
No doubt. Second and 11, they lose a yard on the run by E.B. Token Hanks, and they give it right back to the ground. And E.B. busts out to the right side. He's inside the 20, has a first down, and that might very well do it, but only one timeout left. E.B. Token Hanks runs for, fittingly enough, they run for a first down that might seal the game tonight. After nothing but a passing fest here by UAlbany in this game that we really didn't see coming.
You could not have scripted that, but a beautiful run there by E.B. Token Hanks. Vintage E.B. Nowhere to go in the beginning, bounces it outside, able to get plenty for the first down, and now letting this clock run down as Morgan State did not use their final timeout.
So there's 1 minute to go, and it's 1st and 10 for UAlbany at the Morgan State 11-yard line. And this is a victory formation now for the Great Danes. And they are going to get a hard-fought, wild win tonight in front of, I don't know what the announced crowd. They had a great crowd here tonight to open up the season at home. They'll do it again next week against St. Francis, but UAlbany will break into the win column as they go to 1-2 on the season. And I don't think either of us saw the way this, I didn't think this was going to be the game plan tonight, throwing the ball as much as they did. 4 interceptions charged to Vincent Testaverde, but 2 big touchdown passes and none bigger than the one to Dev Holmes.
Absolutely, and let's talk about what a tremendous game Dev Holmes has had. 8 receptions, 238 yards, and a touchdown. This freshman has shown up in 2 of his first 3 games, and UAlbany will, after one more kneel down, get a victory.
It's over, and the kneel down is done, and UAlbany has a win over Morgan State, 30-27. This would have been a horrible loss.
Yes.
But you know what? It goes in the books as a win, and they'll take it. And now you get a chance to even your record at 500 next week against St. Francis of Pennsylvania right here.
Yeah, still a lot of work to be done to look at, and I'm sure head coach Greg Gattuso will look into that for practice before the St. Francis game next week. But it is a win. It doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to be a win. So, tremendous job and resiliency by Vincent Testaverde throwing the 4 picks, but a big touchdown to solidify the game to Dev Holmes.
Now to put the wrap on UAlbanySports.com, and Mike Poole, thank you, and Hunter.